You're watching Blunt Politics with Boston Brian.
Let's go. Welcome back, guys. I appreciate you joining me. I'm Boston Brian. This is Blunt Politics, the political podcast / live stream for normal people by normal people to sift through the bullshit of the mainstream media to get our own perspective the same way you would with your family or your friends. No political strategists here. Today is a big day for the show. Really proud to announce that we have a special guest joining us in just a few minutes. But first, let me bring in the chat and say hi to everybody. Hi, moms. How are you? I hope you're feeling well. So glad that you're out of the hospital. Thank you for joining me. Hey, Petrazi, Gino, Maggie, Nina. What's up, Jesse? I appreciate you, brother. What's up, Siha, Ron, John? Thank you guys for joining me. I really do appreciate it. I'm not going to waste any time. We got a lot to get into, and I'm going to bring in our special guest. He is a former Marine, host of Dollemore Daily, co-host and founder of the I Doubt It podcast with his incredibly talented partner, Brittany Page, whom you should also check out on YouTube and wherever she puts out videos. This man is also the best dressed political commentator on YouTube. It is none other than Jesse Dollemore. Let me see if I can bring my man in here. If I can press the right button, that would be fantastic. I think it's going to be one of those. And I'm going to put in, let's see here. There we go. Jesse, how are you, my friend?
I don't know if I can live up to that introduction, Brian. You're really setting me up to fucking fail here, brother.
No, come on. I mean, it is well-deserved. You have been at this for a long time. You have risen in the ranks as you should. You are damn near 1 million subscribers now on YouTube, which is wild for me to say because I have followed you for so long. I think we were way under 100K when I first started watching your stuff and listening to your podcast. We were just chatting before the show about a sweatshirt that I won on one of your contests years ago, and you can't even see the writing on it anymore. That's how old it is. But thank you so much for taking the time out of your day, especially during the holiday season, to join a show of, let's just say, not the same status as yours.
Listen, just because you don't have as many subscribers doesn't mean it's not the same status. I don't mean to be flowery and douchey about it, but we're all in this fight together. And, you're where I was 9 years ago or so, and all it takes is consistency and passion about what you're talking about and honesty, and then getting back to the sweatshirt, just being genuine, and we're all in this together. So I appreciate your effort very much.
No, you know what, right back at you. And I think, and to your point, I think it's really important that the larger channels in our sphere start boosting some of the smaller creators, so we can build, this dynasty to combat the Daily Wires, the Blazes, the PragerUs, this force that the right seem to have built, even though there's cracks in the dam, as we'll talk about. But they're they seem to have their stuff down when it comes to messaging across the board. It almost seems like they get a memo in the morning, and everybody gets to say the same thing across the whole sphere, and it gets into the minds of people, propaganda style, when you repeat things over and over and over again. And we got a lot to get into on this show. We've been focusing lately on Democrats and people that are supposedly on the left kind of capitulating and, obeying in advance, laying down their weapons before the battle has even begun.
Yeah.
So we'll focus on a couple of those. But first question I just want to come out with is, both you and Brittany were raised in right-wing households, to put it mildly. I've known from listening to your show. So my question is basically, you've seen the psychological brainwashing and the impacts of it. How did you manage to have the values and the beliefs that you do today coming from that? And what did it teach you about what to look for and how to combat it in the future?
Wow. I get asked this question a lot, and I talk about my background a lot. I can't speak for Brittany, but certainly for myself. Having been raised in a fundamentalist, evangelical, Christian nationalist type environment, not type environment, that was it. We were deep. I was raised to revere people, to admire people, to lionize people, to people like Kenneth Copeland on the religious side of things, and then people like Randy Weaver and these militia types. If people know about Ruby Ridge, I grew up in northern Idaho, where that guy was looked at as oppressed by the government. And some of the political ethos that I brought with me that I still have today that I was taught is about equality. We're all the same. We're all Americans. And it stopped when you start introducing, black folks and people who are oppressed, gay people. And so I brought a lot of that with me and never let it go. It was ingrained in me. I didn't use it as a political football. I took it to heart. So the transition out of right-wing politics, one, it was decades and decades ago. It's not like I'm a new liberal.
Well, don't age yourself too much. You're still a young sap in my eyes.
But it is being an adherent to equality, to equity, to making lives of people better who aren't as privileged as me, who don't have it as well as I have managed to have it. And I just carry that with me. I talked recently to Benjamin Dixon, and he and I were having a conversation about this. And I was talking about the difference between punching up and punching down. And I hope you'll never catch me punching down on a group of people who are traditionally and historically abused by the system in our country. And that's the difference for me is whether we're punching up or whether we're punching down.
Well, it must have given you kind of like, I don't want to say a sixth sense, but a way to immediately recognize some of the the tactics that you were raised, that were around you when you were raised, and seeing that in the right wing today. And me coming from I studied World War II and fascism, authoritarianism, and seeing the Mussolini and the tactics of Hitler and Joseph Goebbels and all those, when they take over the media, they try to discredit the media is the first thing they do. They take it over so they can get their message out. The Nazis had a radio that they gave out to people so that they knew people were getting the message from this radio, and it was obviously state-run radio that the messages that they were getting. So to me, it's kind of, that's how I got into politics, really, is I saw the tactics when, Trump came down the escalator, and I talk about what he said about the Mexicans. And it's like, that kind of sparked something in me. Is like, okay, this this is more than just a joke, because up until then, I think I kind of saw him as a joke, really. It's like, is this kind of serious or whatever? And then kind of when he said that, I was like, okay, this is a little more than just your average goofball coming in there from television, so to speak. So, I've been asking people too, not to get off topic, but if you had to pinpoint one or two things, to the top reasons why Democrats lost the election, or is anything? I think we're far enough away now where we can kind of maybe pinpoint something without getting aggravated about it.
Yeah.
Like, is there anything that that we could have done better, or things that happened that you wish didn't happen the way they did? Just kind of curious.
I mean, listen, we're months away from really having a more fulsome picture of what went down and where the weak spots were. But there are some immediate ones that certainly raise their head. And when Brittany and I were in Chicago at the Democratic National Convention, when they were trotting out Republican after Republican after Republican in these primetime speaking slots, and Kamala Harris appearing on stage with Liz Cheney, it all put a real bad taste in my mouth, and I bitched about it. I didn't want to kind of stifle the momentum of the campaign and criticize in real time. So there's a little bit here and there, certainly on the podcast. You get a lot more unplugged Jesse on the podcast than you do on YouTube, just based on what can be monetized and what can't. But that, I think, was a major mistake. I think that when Democrats run for office, they need to lean into what works. They need to lean into not necessarily populism in its purest form, but certainly policies and measures that are going to make Americans' lives better and that are agreed upon by the vast majority of Americans, even Republicans. We need to push for Medicaid for all. We need to be open about using the word abortion, which is something Joe Biden is squeamish about. We need to be fighting for rights, constitutional rights of every American, equality in our society. And you don't do that by sidling up to Republicans, even Republicans like Liz Cheney, who in one aspect of her political ethos is aligned with us. And that's the
besides the 98% of the time she voted with Donald Trump.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's a problem. And I think it was a mistake because you don't want to be Republican light. And I'm not saying that Kamala Harris ran as Republican light, but when you were putting forward in primetime speaking slots Republicans,
you might as well get the real thing. Why go Republican light when you can get the real thing? Yeah. But I think too, another aspect just simply was, we're telling everybody that the economy is great. The economy is great. That the stock market's breaking records. Kamala is talking about how many corporations and CEOs are supporting her. Meanwhile, people are literally struggling mightily at the grocery store. Everything is just costing more, and when you have people telling you, everybody should be doing great and the economy's great, and then you go and you're stuck with $2 in your bank account at the end of the week because it was $300 at the grocery store and you only got 2 or 3 days worth of food. I think it puts a bad taste in people's mouth because a lot of people in this country aren't heavily involved in the stock market. You know what I mean? They don't.
I don't own a single stock.
Right. So it's like we're talking about something that a lot of people just don't give a shit about. And although it's great to, and I think the Democrats need to do more of just being more aggressive with their accomplishments. Just don't shy away from the things that you have achieved for the American people. Get out there, yell it, be on Fox News, go to Newsmax and listen. This is what we did here for you. I mean, we'll get into it again where, we'll talk about Cenk Uygur and his turn towards sucking up to the right and his talk with Charlie Kirk. And, he was on with Brian Tyler Cohen, and I'm not here to start any beefs, but I was really disappointed in the way Brian handled the interview. He kind of made it more like we're not mad at who Cenk is talking to. We're mad at what he's saying when he's talking to these people. Right. Like, I don't mind you going on right-wing podcasts and talking to these people. If you're going to be contentious and, try to combat what the bullshit that the host is spewing and stick to your points, that's all right. If you want to get your message out there, fine. But, don't go there shaking hands and talking shit about the left and saying good things about the right. And we'll get into it here. I'm going to show a clip of John Fetterman here in an ABC interview. I'm not sure if you've seen it yet. You probably have. But some of the stuff that he says in this interview is just it's wild to me. And people like Jared Moskowitz, praising Elise Stefanik, Jared Moskowitz, trying to get to the head of FEMA. Jared Moskowitz praising Matt Gaetz and saying how Matt Gaetz would be a competent attorney general of the United fucking States of America.
No. Hang on. Let's get this right. Let's get this right. He said he would be the most powerful attorney general in the history of the United States of America. He would be the most competent. He would be the most powerful.
Zero sarcasm too, because I've had a lot of people be like, "Oh, he's suck." I've watched that interview so many times, and there is not a lick of sarcasm anywhere in there when he talks about bootlicking with Ron DeSantis and thanking Ron DeSantis and Matt Gaetz for bringing him up in the Florida fucking politics bullshit.
Yeah.
And I saw this a while ago when he got onto an interview and he was trying to say that, Lauren Boebert wasn't a bad person. When they turn off the cameras, these people are nice people. If you meet them in the bathroom, if you meet them in the hallway, they're really nice. And it's like, what the fuck is going? Is this an act? Is this whole thing with James Comer an act to get television time? Because I thought of you as a fighter in the Democratic Party, and obviously I can't count on you now. That's my opinion. And here's another one. I'm going to see if I can add this to the stage. This is John Fetterman again on with ABC, and I just have it's about 2 minutes, and then we'll talk about it on the other end if that's cool with you.
Yeah.
Looking forward, what are you most optimistic about with a Trump presidency, and what do you fear?
Well, it's like I've been warning people, like, you got to chill out, like the constant, freak out. It's not helpful. So, pack a lunch, pace yourself, because he hasn't even taken office yet.
Do you think he has the potential to be a successful and a good president?
I hope, because I'm not rooting against him. If you're rooting against the president, you are rooting against the nation. And I'm not ever going to be where I want a president to fail. So country first. I know it's become maybe like a cliche, but it happens to be true.
What was the single biggest factor behind Kamala Harris and Democrats losing in November?
You have a singular political talent. It's undeniable.
Trump.
He had the
question is, what did the Democrats, basically, how did they lose the election? What can they do better? That type of stuff. And his response, his first thought is to come out with how powerful Donald Trump is as a political entity. You know what I mean? That's his first thought on why the Democrats lost this. I almost lost my mind at this point, but just a couple more seconds.
The energy and almost a sense of fearlessness to just say all those kinds of things. And people, it's undeniable that it has an entertaining aspect for that too. And just, if you're not afraid to say all of those things, and after you survived an assassination, you literally were shot in your head. Yeah. and had the...
No, he literally wasn't shot in his head, John. He literally was not shot in his head, in case anybody's wondering.
Presence of mind to respond, fight. I mean, that's a political talent. It's undeniable. And also, I never believed that it was about fascism. And for me, that made it difficult for
Kamala Harris said that he was a fascist.
Yeah, well, it's like, that's her prerogative. I mean, but it's not a word that I would use, because you put a lot of Democrats, especially in my state, that I know, and I happen to love people that are going to vote for Trump, and they are not fascists. And
see, that's basically, he's basically throwing the message away when he says, we can't call Donald Trump a fascist because some people that I know are going to vote for him. Okay, that's fine. And again, we don't say that everybody in the Republican Party is a racist, bigoted Islamophobe, right? But you better check yourself twice, because if you're on the side that the Islamophobes, the racists, and the bigots are on, you're probably on the wrong side. You know what I mean? It doesn't. So I just kind of want to get your take on Fetterman and basically what he said here. I mean, it's crazy to me.
I mean, you can if you voted for Donald Trump, you voted for a fucking fascist. That's point blank, hands down. It is self-evident Donald Trump is a fascist. On the show, I don't have it on my desk here, but I've got like a classroom aid from a high school history class that is the 14
I got you right here, brother. I'm already pulling it up
Identifying
with you.
characteristics of fascism, and Donald Trump ticks every single one. The Republican Party ticks every single one. It's not the Democratic Party.
Sorry. No, you good. Go ahead. We can hear you.
It's not the Democratic Party that is steeped in fascism. It's not the Democratic Party that is practicing the tenets or the identifying characteristics of fascism. It's absolutely Republican. So for John Fetterman to heap praise upon Donald Trump with words like he has energy and fearless and entertaining, what are you doing, Fetterman? What do you do? I mean, the question was, what are you optimistic about Donald Trump's presidency? And he goes into this whole thing about being a red-blooded American and wanting Donald Trump to succeed. If Donald Trump succeeds, mass deportation will succeed. If Donald Trump succeeds, more wall will be built. Transgender kids will be demonized. They will be victimized by this administration. If that's the kind of success you're looking for, you can fuck straight off with that, because I don't want any part of it, and I'm not going to be here to prop it up, whether or not Democrat, quote unquote, John Fetterman does or not.
It's wild to me that for the last almost 10 years, right, we have known and been telling the public about his authoritarian ways, how he's a fascist, how he quotes Hitler verbatim sometimes out of Mein Kampf. I mean, as we go through this, Jesse, the 14 tenets of fascism you were talking about here, right? We'll just go through them real quick. Powerful and continuing nationalism, right? Fascist regimes tend to make constant use of patriotic mottos, slogans, symbols, songs. Where have we heard that before? Disdain for the recognition of human rights. Where have we heard that before? Identification of enemies, scapegoats, and unifying cause.
No, but hang on. While you're going through this, the audience should really be thinking about each one of these. Is this a Democrat thing, or is this a Republican thing? Are Democrats with the slogans and the Make America Great Again and the America First and all of the nonsense, the jingoistic fake patriotism, is that Democrats or is that Republican? Every single one of these is a Republican tenet of their party platform. Go ahead. Sorry. No. Perfect point. Great point. Supremacy of the military. I mean, that's pretty self-evident. I mean, how much does Donald Trump talk about how he rebuilt the entire military? Right.
Just think about rebuilding the entire U.S. military from scratch and how ridiculous that would be. You know what I mean? We still have planes from the 80s in action. He obviously didn't rebuild the entire military. So
not only that, there's nothing to rebuild. We fund our military nearly $1 trillion every single year. $1,000 billion nearly every year. We spend more on defense in peacetime than the next 8 or 9 nations combined. And that includes China and Russia and Israel and Great Britain and Australia. And that's a Republican tenet. If it was up to me, I would slash the military budget by at least a quarter, up to 50%. And then we could spend that money on the poor and working class and ensure that there aren't any more hungry kids in America. You can continue with the list. Sorry, I'm hijacking your show, Brian.
No, fucking let's go, Jesse. I love your energy. I love your passion. This is why I listened to you. This is why I wanted you on the show. This is why I wanted my chat to hear what you had to say, because I feel like it's very similar to my attitude, my beliefs, the things I want to see in how I kind of express them. And I know I'm from Boston, and I'm not a Rhodes Scholar. I don't have multiple doctorates, but I'm a regular guy that knows right from wrong, and can see fascists and authoritarians in the danger in the future when I know it. You know what I mean? So rampant sexism. I mean, that's not something on the right ever, I'm sure, right? Controlled mass media. What fake news? What's the first thing Donald Trump tried to do when he came into power? Is to try to discredit the media. He's still on it. He talks today. I have a question in here. I was wanted to ask Jesse about how nervous you are about Donald Trump talking about saying he's coming after journalists, newspapers, news outlets, and then he added social media influencers in there. So with almost 1 million subscribers yourself, and I know I'm not on the chopping block. I'll be last to go. But do you feel any sense of kind of angst about what Donald Trump may do to Democratic and progressive news outlets and stuff,
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he has promised in several different Truth Social posts to go after with long extended prison sentences is the words he used, to go after not only people in mainstream media, but people like me, also people who just donated to Kamala Harris, donors of her campaign. This is un-American, anti-democratic language used by a fascist. It's not a cute phrase, John fucking Fetterman. It's the reality of the situation we're in. I know I'm on Donald Trump's radar because in 2017, he blocked me on Twitter when Twitter was still a useful tool. He was forced by the Justice Department because of a lawsuit with a First Amendment organization to unblock me. But this is what he's going to do. He has deemed the media, and whether people like it or not, independent media is in that. You're in that. We're the enemy of the people, meaning we're the enemy of him. And because we are traitors to Donald Trump, we have somehow committed treason against the country, when the only people who have been committed treason are the people who have been convicted of seditious conspiracy in their attempt to overthrow democracy in America at the Capitol on January 6th.
And the people about to take power again.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And we've seen with, you know, his nominations, whether it be his try with Matt Gaetz, whether it be his Pete Hegseth, whether it be his Keith Kellogg or you know, Mike Huckabee, who wants basically the world to end so that, you know, Christians can have, you know, Israel all to themselves. And you know, it's just the people he's nominating and trying to get through are just some of the worst of the worst in the highest positions, in the most important positions, some of these people in our government. I mean,
literal Russian propagandists.
Wild.
Literal Russian
Tulsi Gabbard.
Like Tulsi Gabbard,
right.
yeah.
Correct, yep. I mean, to have Pete Hegseth even thought about as Secretary of Defense of the United States of America to oversee the biggest and most powerful force this earth has ever known. And he's on fucking Saturdays on Fox. He can't even make it to the week. You know what I mean? He's the fucking B team of Fox News. With his past, the drinking, the abuse, it's wild. And it's crazy to me how they just all have some sort of history or some sort of dark past of, you know, violence against women or drunken behavior or, you know, yelling kill Muslims. Like everybody that's around Donald Trump has skeletons in their closet, and it's just like they all flock together. It's wild to me. All right, so let's get into what I really wanted to talk about, and I know you've done a few videos on it, and I know a lot of people are talking about Kyle Kalinske, the Majority Report with Sam Cedar and Emma Vigeland, the Vanguard, Zach and Gavin over there. They've been going hard at this.
Yeah.
Cenk Uygur and Anna Kasparian and their push and their grifting. I don't even know what you call it now, to the pandering to the right. When you go on, they've been doing the tour. They've been doing the right-wing tour. They've been giving the whole full exposure to every right-wing podcast you could possibly talk about. And they've gone on there and given these people the clips and the content that they want of a so-called progressive talking shit about other progressives and the left. So I have a question here is like, how damaging is it to progressives and people on the left for Cenk and Anna to be giving these people the content that they are? And this is all they want is just to be able to say, look, this guy is supposedly on the left and he's talking shit about the left. Obviously, the right is right. You know what I mean? So how damaging you think it is, because he's got 6 million subscribers over there. Yeah. You know, it's a large channel.
For now.
Right. It's going down.
Yeah, listen, I don't get. I've done one video about the Cenk Uygur thing with him on Charlie Kirk, and I don't get caught up in the drama of it. You know, like you, I started my channel. Brittany and I started the podcast in March. It'll be 11 years ago. We're coming up on 1,000 episodes of the audio podcast. I doubt it. And so I've never had any association with the Young Turks. I'm not beholden to them. I don't owe them anything. They've done nothing for me. So I don't get into the whole drama of it. I'm not in it for that. I don't give a shit about that. What I do care is, again, about the difference between punching up and punching down. And Cenk, his new stock and trade, one, abandoning the trans community and giving people the space to question whether trans rights are human rights, that's punching down. That's not holding the establishment, his new thing that he constantly talks about.
Right.
And sitting down with Charlie Kirk, Cenk is putting forward this argument that we should be able to talk to these people. You can talk to these people without accepting an invitation to appear on stage with someone who is absolutely a white supremacist, a racist, an anti-Semite in Charlie Kirk. What happened to the days of, we're going to punch Nazis right in their fucking faces? Instead, Cenk Uygur wants to glad hand with one, literally hold hands with one on stage. And Anna Kasparian is going on with Glenn fucking Beck, an absolute racist who forwarded the idea of birthism.
In calling us, the left, what did she call us? She was calling us something about, like, she was comparing us to Christian, like we're the psychos and we're the authoritarians. And Cenk goes on and says, like, okay, we can't call the right fascist and authoritarian, but then he goes on stage and calls the left authoritarian. Like he lives off of Twitter. I feel like if somebody's mean to him on Twitter, it affects what he says on his show. I mean, I don't care. I'm like you. I don't care about the drama of it, but it's like I want to know the effects that it's having, and people listening to this bullshit and seeing him, like you said, glad handing with Charlie Kirk. Somebody who said, what was it, 80 fucking buses to the Capitol on January 6th. Man, I have a clip that is advocating for public executions, public sponsored executions to be viewed by 12-year-old children.
What are we doing here?
Nobody cares. Right. And so my question is there anything to be gained? Like, I have no problem, again, I said, talking to people on the right that disagree. Just go make your point. Be combative if it comes down to that. Just stand your ground and push what your beliefs and your values. Don't break away from that. You know what I mean? I think that's more important to go on Fox News, like Pete Buttigieg does. He's really good at it when he goes on Fox, and he kind of, steamrolls the host and stuff. So is there anything to be gained to be talking to people like Charlie Kirk or Laura Loomer? They're just some people you're not going to gain anything from, correct?
Yeah, no, I agree with you. And I think the rub is, if they're there in good faith, then yeah, you can have a conversation because they're there in good faith. Charlie Kirk's not one of these people who's there in good faith. He's an absolute propagandist and tries to, just bastardize his own claimed faith of Christianity, lies about Deuteronomy and lies about the founding of our country and the construction of the Constitution of the United States, acting as though it's modeled directly on the Bible. All of this lacks historicity. It's lies and propaganda to twist the narrative while forwarding anti-Christian, anti-human rights issues on just the sheer right to exist of communities in our country, like the trans community, like gay folks, like women who want to access abortion and healthcare in our country. Those people aren't acting in good faith. Why are you sharing a stage and legitimizing them as real characters in the political discourse?
Charlie Kirk was laughing all the way to the bank. Charlie Kirk's laughing all the way to the bank on that one. He set Cenk up just like he wanted to, with a nice seat front and center on stage to talk shit about the left, so that he can get. Charlie Kirk had the clips of him shaking hands and glad handing, and let me play this clip here and I'll show you the reaction that Cenk really got when it comes down to whether or not everybody should have constitutional rights in this country. You know what I mean? Whether or not, we'll see what the reaction to these people are, if they're receptive to it, because it's the one time Cenk actually tried to, you can see too, if anybody watches this whole interview, you can see anytime Cenk brings up trans, Charlie Kirk has a visceral reaction to it. Either turns or he does something to show that he doesn't want you talking about that. You know what I mean? So yeah, just a small clip here. Share this tab instead. Let's see if this works. That's a stage. All right, let me take your name off, my friend, and we'll get into the video. It's just, I think it's a minute or two long. That's it. Nothing crazy. Be great if it played.
The 3 rules of the internet. Rule number 1, when we disagree, we fight. There's nothing wrong with that, right? Now, rule number 2 is afterwards, we must have a beer together, okay? And rule number 3 is, for God's sake, when we agree, let's unite. So, for the left, we have too much division. We almost never unify. I don't mean with the right. I mean internally. The left loves to attack one another. I love you guys on the left. I love you. But every once in a while, when we get a yes, when we agree, can we please unite? And the second thing we need is for the old, I'm being honest, and on average, not everyone, of course, but for the older Democratic voters, please turn off your television sets. They're lying to you. They're tricking you. They're trying to get you to vote for corruption. They're trying.
There you go.
Issues, because it's sometimes a binary game. Certainly elections are. So you got to know what to convince the American people of and what to hold your ground on. And the number one thing to hold your ground on is constitutional rights. So I'm going to do some.
Listen to the crowd here. Listen to the crowd. Huge cheer for Second Amendment. Huge cheer when Charlie brings up the Second Amendment, right? Cenk backs down on that when he has every possibility. We just had another school shooting, right? I mean, how many instances does he have that he could bring up in that moment to say, listen, I'm standing on this, you know what I mean? He actually says that, you know, nobody likes my gun right. Likes my gun policy, so I'm not going to talk about it during the election. You know what I mean? It's like, what are you talking about? We have kids dying at a rate of you know, the highest, the highest way a kid's going to die in this country, or the most possible way he's going to die is by a gun in school. You know what I mean? More kids are dying in school than cops on the job. I mean, that's when you know we have a problem. So there's about, I think, 30 more seconds, and we'll stop.
So, no, I know. So, guys, look at that. We totally disagree on that issue, but we just.
You were asking for that one.
No problem. No, but look, but that was an.
Right, you shitting on me, but we shook hands. That's all. That's cool. I mean, he's a racist, a bigoted, Islamophobe. But let's go have a fucking beer.
No, they're getting ready.
I guess
this is the clip. They're getting ready to hold hands for an extended period of time while talking about going to get a beer.
It's an important moment because we totally disagree on that issue, but we just shook hands anyway. And you know what we'll do afterwards? We'll have a beer. So, you know what it is when you disagree on something and then you fight about it and then you have a beer afterwards? That's called a.
Listen, this is disgusting, placating of fascism. Why bend over backwards to find common ground with someone who has called for the execution of Democrats, who lies about this pedophile cabal within the Democratic Party? Just absolute nonsense that endangers the lives of people, that denigrates the right to exist of all kinds of different populations in the United States. Why? And if we get really on the ground with this isn't like the only way that you have a conversation is to accept an invite. Cenk very assuredly didn't fly himself to Phoenix for this event. There was a coordinated emails back and forth between Charlie Kirk and Cenk Uygur. Turning Point USA most certainly foot the bill, flew him there, put him up in a hotel. They knew what was going to be talked about when they went on stage. What is he doing here? Why this desire to find common ground with a white supremacist? I don't break bread with racists. I don't have beers with racists. If that's Cenk's prerogative, that's what he wants to do, great. But the good news here is I think a lot of people are waking up to the same game that's been going on with the Young Turks. Maybe not the Young Turks as a network. I don't know. I don't watch a lot of Young Turks, but I know there are some good and decent people who work for this company who have their own shows. There are editors and people who are dismayed with what they're watching. It's Cenk Uygur, the tip of the spear, and Anna Kasparian, who are grifters and liars and charlatans who are now kissing the ass of literal fascists, and people are starting to see it for what it is.
Well, and the weird thing is he's talking about, fighting the establishment and, when is he going to realize that Donald Trump is now going to be president for the second time, right? He's been in politics damn near 10 years now. He's got billionaires up the asshole. He's got more billionaires that he's appointed than a Friday night at the fucking Bohemian Grove. You know what I mean? It's unbelievable that he doesn't realize he's sitting with Charlie Kirk, came out to fireworks at a turning point. You know what I
Right.
mean? He's got fucking, I mean, the lighting and smoke and flames and shit like it's fucking WWE. It's like, what's he talking about? The money is with the right, and it always has been. The Daily Wire, Turning Points, The Blaze, PragerU, funded by billionaires. You know what I mean? This is the billionaires put their money in these people. You know what I mean? It's not on the left that the billionaires are funding. I can tell you that much from my little experience that I've had. So I don't understand why he's trying to convince himself that somehow they have congratulations on a fucking, what do you say? Something well done. What do you say? I can't remember.
A revolution.
Yes, correct. A revolution well done. Like they beat the
Yeah.
establishment. It's unbelievable to me. And it's not, it's not even just him. It's like we just saw Fetterman, Moskowitz, and Jim Clyburn saying that we should pardon Donald Trump. You know what I mean? And it's like, for fucking what? He already has full fucking immunity from the Supreme Court. What else does he need? You can wipe his ass with that pardon. You don't need that pardon. That's just literally kissing the boot, literally licking the boot of a fascist to make sure that your future is a little bit easier. The same thing George Stephanopoulos did when they, in his company, when they paid the $15 million for fucking Donald Trump's library, and they didn't want to go through the whole rigmarole. And now Donald Trump's going to continue to do that and use that same premise on different fucking news outlets, and it's going to work. I guarantee it. So why are people like, my question, I guess, what would you say to Cenk or Jared Moskowitz if you had a chance to sit down with them or at a bar or something? Like, what would you say to them? I'm just curious.
Well, I mean, I don't know that. Again, are they gonna? I think Jared Moskowitz he's reachable. I think he might actually have a conversation in good faith. I can't say the same for Cenk. I don't know Cenk. I never met Cenk. I've been in the same room with him a couple times. But I don't know that guy. So, so for just what I'm witnessing with my eyes, it doesn't appear that he's acting in good faith. He's been in this business long enough to know the cast of characters, to know what their motivations are. And for him to glad hand and pal around with and talk about going out and having a beer with white supremacists, I wouldn't have a conversation about it because I don't think I would get honest answers. But Moskowitz, I think I would. What's the end game here, brother? What do you think is going to come from capitulating for anticipatory obedience? I've read on my show. I have this on my desk at all times now, On Tyranny, written by Professor Timothy Snyder. I believe he's a Yale professor. And let me just read the first paragraph here. This is the chapter number 1. This was published in 2017 when Donald Trump first took office. It says, "Do not obey in advance. Most of the power of authoritarianism is freely given. In times like these, individuals think ahead about what a more repressive government will want and then offer themselves without being asked. A citizen who adapts in this way is teaching power what it can do." And this is exactly what Morning Joe is doing. This is what Richard Blumenthal, the senator from Connecticut. This is what Jared Moskowitz is doing. This is what Cenk and Anna are doing. This is what Clyburn is doing. This is anticipatory obedience. It's giving, just giving up in advance. I don't want to go too crazy and call them all cowards. What's that?
Is it just simply to save their own ass, basically, to try to make their future a little more comfortable so that Donald Trump doesn't come after them type of thing?
Yeah,
you know
I think in a lot of cases, in
my head, wrap my head around why you would do it.
I think in a lot of cases that is what it is with some of these elected officials. With Cenk, I think he sees a payday. He sees a cash out. Correct. You know, It's long been talked about. I've talked about it many times that if right now I was to have a political epiphany and like, oh my God, I've seen the light. Donald Trump is right. Man, I've seen the plan and it's just so much better than what was being offered by Democrats. And I'm now been red pilled. I would be cashing fucking checks. And I think Cenk sees that and he's unmoored by political ideology and actually having true beliefs about making the lives of people better. Because if he truly wanted to make the poor and working class stronger in this country, he wouldn't be offering to have a beer with fucking Charlie Kirk.
Right. I mean, if somebody kills somebody, if they're a murderer and they just happen to walk by and they spit out some political opinion that happens to agree with mine, I'm not going to go You know what I mean? They're not all of a sudden my buddy. They're still a murderer, basically, or whatever they have in their background, just because they want to get money out of Congress. Jenks, he thinks he can use that excuse as a reason to, go on this tour and try to slip into the right-wing money. I think that Tenet Media situation, and Tim Pool talking about how he got $100,000 a fucking video, or
and Dave Rubin.
Correct, and all these people and how much money they got for what they're doing. Cenk, I think, saw kind of maybe, okay, like, why am I doing this and you can look on the views on TYT. We've gone over it in the last couple of shows here. I mean, when you got 6 million subscribers and you're talking about 8,000, 10,000, 20,000 views on a video, I mean, that's horrendous. That is just horrendous. And the Vanguard has done a great job of showing, their drop in subscribers, where they've lost, I think it was like something like 40,000 subscribers.
Wow, is that right?
Since they've been on this tour. You can see it on their page. It's gone from 6.07 to 6.06 at the moment, right? And it just, Jen talked about it with Francesca Fiorentini. She just had a good interview. Yep, she just had a good interview with him.
She's one of the good and decent people that I was just talking about who are still employed.
And she's scared. You can tell she's genuinely scared of her position in, that sphere that they have going, because who's next to go, really? I mean, it's just, how far is Anna and Cenk going to go? It's now putting John Iadarola and, all these people in. Go ahead.
Let me say this. This is to the audience out there. This is for the people who might not be watching live, but will be watching later when this replays. If she ends up going on her own way, or John Iadarola, if they end up going their own way and going independent from TYT, follow them in their independency, follow them in their new project, promote what they do, make sure we support these people who stay true to their ideals, who stay true to ideologies that are going to make America better, and not this regressive cash grab that we're seeing from so many of these people. It's going to be incumbent upon us as audience members and people who really are true to our convictions, to make sure that they remain successful and are able to continue to do the good work that they've been doing while on TYT.
Great point. That's a great point. And again, we were talking before, I think before the show started, about how, I think a lot of these bigger channels should really start boosting some of these smaller creators and
I agree.
Really helping them out to try to build a force, a community that, like you guys, when you go to the White House for the Christmas dinner and you see all the creators in there. I mean, what do you got? Fucking 10, 20 of them in there or something like that?
Didn't go, don't know. But yeah, I saw some of the pictures.
Right.
I live right here in DC. We didn't, not that
I don't blame you, Jesse.
thing,
I don't blame you. I don't blame you, brother.
I'm here for the work.
You didn't want your picture with Hunter?
No, I did not want my picture with him. Again,
I mean, what are we doing here? What the
child of privilege? Nobody else would have gotten out from that trouble. Going against democratic values, like illegal breaking federal gun laws to obtain a firearm. Is that a democratic principle? Not paying your taxes, is that a democratic principle? It's very likely
would love that.
It's likely we didn't get an invite because I've been such a dick about the Hunter Biden thing.
Well, listen. This is my channel. It's called Blunt Politics for a reason, right? I don't hold back. I don't care what side you're on. I don't care if you're rich or poor, black or white, whatever you are. If you do something to cross me, or if you say something I don't like, or if I don't agree with you and I see you're on the wrong path, I'm going to call you out. I don't give a shit who the hell you are. And I may have brought it up a little too soon after the election, and the wounds might have been too open. But I really talked about how Joe Biden became a joke around the world. He was after he couldn't get up the stairs and the sandbag and the bike, not being able, all that would have been fine if you could get up to the camera and then communicate to the people that you're of able mind and sound abilities and stuff like that. And at some point it became a fucking joke. It really did.
Yeah, I don't know.
Did you see the New York Times? Did you see the recent New York Times article talking about how, his staff were worried about this way back in 2019? Where they were, keeping them in.
Let me say this. I don't know. Listen, I'm thankful for Joe Biden. I think Joe Biden has done.
Oh, absolutely.
amazing.
I got a huge.
the
list of his
economic
accomplishments.
recovery and the Inflation Reduction Act was a masterful economic tool to extricate us from the morass of the problems of inflation that the European Union and countries all over the country, all over the world are still facing. So he did a great job, but what he needed to do was be genuine and be earnest about what he said he was going to do, which was be a transitionary president and then hand power off to the next side. He needed to do that. And had he done that, all of the things that we're now currently facing may not have been faced because we knew going in, just like when he said, I'm not going to pardon Hunter, he should have followed through with his word. If Donald Trump did the same thing, this is why party politics and the team nature of it all, this is my team, this is your team. Look, I'm a Democrat. I'm a registered Democrat. I donate to Democrats. I work for Democrats. I'm ensconced
James
and enveloped
O'Brien
by
calls
democratic
it
values.
footballification, Jesse. He
Yeah.
calls it, I don't know if you listen to him, but he calls it footballification, where it's like your team is red, your team is blue. If it's something bad against the other team, it's good for me. It doesn't matter what it is, type of thing. You know, if it's dirt, sorry to interrupt, but it's just it's really you're 100% right, and that's how politics have been kind of shaped now in the United States. It's more like, what the hell can we do to hurt the other side type of stuff? You know what I mean? And it's a lot of that is coming from the right, not the left. We just want to help people. And it seems like we're on defense a lot when we're trying to smack down the stuff they're saying about the trans community. And we're trying to smack down the stuff, the propaganda about how crime is high, when you can see the chart and it's at its lowest point that it's been in years. You know what I mean? So it's like, are there certain points of it that have gone up a little bit in COVID? And absolutely. But if you look at the chart from the 90s, go ahead.
Let me get back to my original point. I want to push back on your thing about Joe Biden being a joke. You used the word joke. I think a lot of what came out after that first debate on June 27th was fear. I don't think it was like people laughing or that he's a joke. I think it was like, oh, shit.
Even before that, even way before that. You know what I mean? And it's not, I'm not saying that I thought he was a joke. I'm saying that I saw people talking about him as a joke. Like when you would bring up Joe Biden, did you see him fall? I mean, you can't talk, that type of stuff.
He's
I'm
an
not
80-year-old
saying, like,
dude,
I have
he's
a list.
Fall.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, did we really think that in another 4 years he would be capable of running the United States of America?
Right. No, it's the same.
I
have
trouble getting people to believe that.
It's the same group that right now,
Jesse. $1.2 trillion infrastructure package, the Bipartisan Safer Communities Act, first gun violence legislation in 30 years, $369 billion investment in climate change, $20,000 relief for college people that make under $125,000, American Rescue Plan, historically low unemployment, 15% minimum corporate tax and corporate rate, strength in NATO. He was by far the most consequential president in my lifetime, and far more consequential than I thought he was going to be. Right? We got more progressive things, more things that are going to help this country far into the future than I thought. So I'm not saying he was I'm not coming after Joe as far as
no. Listen, this goes to the point of what we're talking about here, that you can be critical of the things that need criticism while also telling the truth about this is the most progressive administration since FDR, and it's being led by a guy who didn't govern as a progressive his entire political career in the Senate. He wasn't a progressive. He was more your corporate mainstream kind of Democrat. He was your Nancy Pelosi flavor of Democrat, but he governed as a progressive. So I don't know why Democrats right now are prevaricating on this point and putting Jerry Connolly in as the oversight chairman, the septuagenarian cancer patient, over AOC, the dynamo. This is the new blood we need. Someone who understands the lay of the land relative to media and doesn't go with this, my good friend across the aisle fucking bullshit, this nonsense, trying to act like there's real friendships here. Because let me tell you, if there are real friendships with these fascists, if you're leaving Congress after a hard day of work and you're partying with Matt Gaetz, you're not in it for the wrong reasons, and I hope you get primaried and get out of Congress.
Well, that leads me to one of my last questions. In hypothetically speaking, in a perfect world, who would the leadership of the what would the leadership of the Democratic Party look like? Who are you kind of, your fantasy players that you would plug and play in there?
Wow. Well, we lost a good one in Cori Bush. The aforementioned Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez for sure. I think it needs to be younger. It needs to be people who have a different lived experience than your typical millionaire member of Congress. People who have grown up in blue collar jobs, in regular jobs, who aren't children of privilege, who aren't nepo babies. You know, people like you and me. That's what we need. People who have lived life, who have been beaten down by life, who have actually counted change to put gas in their tank.
Right. Seen
These
zero
are the
on their
people we
bank
need in
account
positions of
or a
power.
negative number in their bank account once or twice. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Somebody that, right. That's
Yeah.
been through the struggle, knows how to fight, knows what normal people, everyday people are going through. So you can use that in your policies. You know, you're not putting out policies that are helping the rich, you know, tax breaks for all the richest people in there. You know, you can get in there and actually say, listen, I've lived this, I've done this. This is the areas that these people need help in. And you know, I think it, like you said, it would make governing this country a lot. Like, we wouldn't have to, like, as we call it, suck from the fire hose of news. You know what I mean? I just wish politics was something you could check on every once in a while. You know what I mean? It wasn't something that you had to get minute by minute and everything's changing here and there. And it's just like, I'd rather go back to Christ. If I could make this a golf channel for YouTube, that's what I would do. You know what I mean?
You
It's
would
like,
not
I just
be,
wish it was normal.
I would not be subscribed to your channel, Brian, if it was a fucking golf channel. But you know,
You look
do
like a golfer.
brother.
Can I just say, you look like a golfer right now, brother.
I am not. I mean, I can golf, but it's not something I'm
You
eager
look like
to
you
get
just
out
got
there
off
and
the
do.
fucking Scottish links, dude. You kidding me?
Yeah.
All right, coming up to the last question, and I just want to draw from your military experience and talk about the war in Ukraine, because here at Blunt Politics, we're a huge supporter of the Ukrainian people.
Should be.
Volodymyr Zelensky, their plight over there against obviously an authoritarian madman in Vladimir Putin. So basically, John, from your military experience and background, how disastrous has the Russian military been during this invasion?
I mean, I don't
They're
think we
damn
need
near
to
up.
be,
What was it? 800,000 deaths just before. Sorry, I just wanted so people have context. I think they're somewhere up around 800,000 deaths.
Yeah, I mean, the first prisoners of war that are North Koreans just happened the other day. So you don't need to be a strategist or well-versed in the art of war with Sun Tzu or on war with Karl von Clausewitz. You don't need to have strategy and an understanding to know.
Von Clausewitz, I like it.
Yeah, it has been an absolute nightmare for Russia. They are releasing people from prisons to try to fill a gap in enlistment because they just don't have the bodies. There has been a tenacity on the part of the Ukrainian people. They have an absolute inspirational figure in Volodymyr Zelensky, and the downside is that we're leading into a Republican Donald Trump administration, any support is really going to be hard fought, and I
Which,
hope
in
that
my
all goes
mind,
well.
would only tell Volodymyr Zelensky to go as hard as possible now while he's getting the assistance, and stockpile as much as he possibly can, and go for the most, the number one targets. You know what I mean? If you only have so much time before you lose, say Donald Trump saying he's going to cut off all his aid, go for the number one targets. You just go big or go home. Right?
Yeah,
what the hell are we waiting for? Why are we going around the edges on this stuff? And, the United States waiting, 2 years to give them permission to strike inside of Russia, even though Russia is striking Ukraine from these bases and sending planes up in the air, was, basically Ukraine was fighting handcuffed or with one hand behind their back, and they're still managing to fight on. This was supposed to be a 72-hour operation, right? Russia was supposed to have that long line of fucking military armored vehicles, go right into Kyiv. Everybody was going to surrender, and that was going to be that. Little did they know the tires were from fucking, a Prius on the tanks. They were busted in rubber. The tanks were from fucking 1942. I've seen Katyusha rockets in use, which are from 1941 to 1939 or something, in use. Not like not a museum piece. Like, they're taking stuff out of museums. And when you get to North Korean soldiers fighting for Russia, that's when it's really, really bad. I'm sorry. And I'm talking about in the later on in the show, I'm showing a video of basically what you just said of North Korean soldiers in Ukraine and what they're doing and how they're acting. And, that's not going well for them. And again, I always say this is the best chance any North Korean soldier will ever have to defect. You know what I mean? If I was in North Korea, I would sign up for the military and volunteer to go to Ukraine in 2 fucking seconds, right? As soon as you get there, I would sprint to the first Ukrainian post or whatever the hell you get and lay down your arms. Free. Best thing you've ever done in your life, right? You know what I mean?
Surrendering en masse like the Iraqis did during the very first Gulf War.
Right. The first Gulf War.
They were surrendering to like CNN crews and shit.
Right. Right. They didn't even know who it was.
Yeah.
You speak English? All right, I'm done. I'm done. This is ridiculous. I mean, that was, I mean, but in their defense, they really didn't stand any chance in that one.
No, they did not.
That was their best option. They were smart to do that. We're coming up on an hour, Jesse. I could talk to you honestly for days on end. I have a million more questions I could get to, but I'll let you get on with your Sunday and cheer on your football team, spend time with your loved ones. I can't thank you enough for taking time out of your day to spend it with me and somebody that not only grew up listening to you and your podcast, but also continues to do so. So it's to be able to talk to you face to face was a real honor, Jesse. You're a cool cat. I think if Cenk ever, if Cenk talks about getting a beer with somebody, I think if I could have a beer with anybody, it would be you, brother. So if you're ever in Boston or if I'm ever in DC, I think we should do exactly that.
We absolutely should do that. That's not just for the show. If you're in DC, hit me up. But let me say, look, I'm
go ahead.
Not to, it's going to come across condescending, but I can't think of any other word. But I'm proud of you. I'm so happy that you've stepped into content creation, whatever the fuck that means. That you're actually, your voice is being amplified by your platform. It seems like you've got a great audience here that is also passionate about making the world a better place, being genuine, taking care of one another. Those things that I talk about so often on my show. And so, good for you. Congratulations, and you're doing a great job.
Thank you so much, Jesse. It really means a lot coming from you. And, to have almost 1,000 people, I think 900 and something people watching a show that, only has 9,000 subscribers. I think that says a lot to the channel, because I see a lot of bigger channels having lives and, it's pretty much the same numbers, right around the same. So I appreciate my chat so much. I appreciate the, what do you call them? The Dollemorians? What's your fan club called? You got to name my club named them. It's a play on the cult of Donald Trump. They named themselves the Bryantologists.
Yeah, I don't, there's no name. I don't know.
All right. But, if anybody has come over from your channel, I really, really do appreciate it. It means a lot to me. I just wanted to get my voice out there. It started on TikTok. People just said, make a video and it blew up on TikTok, and it just kind of progressed from there. And, I'm happy to be able to get my opinions out and to hopefully someday make a change and make a difference and, impact society in a way that, I can be proud of, basically. So thank you, Jesse. I hope you have a wonderful day. What's your football team?
I don't pay.
Oh,
I'm
come
more
on.
of a college.
I don't want this. Give me a tip. You got to have a team.
I used to be, when it was called the Redskins, I was a Washington fan, but all that racist bullshit, I couldn't. Now they have stupid. I still call them the Washington football team. I'm gonna die on that hill, but that's who I am. But I'm more of a college football guy. Boise State, they're getting ready to play on Tuesday some
great bowl games. Great bowl games too
in the series.
Did you happen to catch the bowl game at Fenway Park where they had the?
No, I saw your post. I saw your post where somebody's like, "Why is the upright stanchion in the middle of the shot?"
Oh my God, it's funny when you go to Fenway. There's a couple seats there where you sit down, you can't see the batter. You just can't see it. There's a big post right there, so it was funny to see. All right, Jesse, I'll let you go. Please send Brittany my best. She is fantastic too. If anybody wants to check out Brittany Page, Jesse, please let everybody know where they can find you at. That would be fantastic.
I'm on YouTube, Dollemore Daily, our podcast, I Doubt It podcast, weekly, a lot more loosey-goose, more kind of like this than it is my YouTube show, because, you don't have the rules and regulations that YouTube likes to put down. So that's where you can find me.
For a long time, I've admired the way that you and Brittany interact and converse, and you're able to put together a great podcast that everybody should listen to. And, I really admire the fact that you can sit down with your partner and
We
to
have a good
communicate
time.
so freely. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So thank you for everything you do. Keep fighting, my brother. If you ever want to come back on, you are more than welcome. You have the open invitation. And again, thank you so much, dude.
Thanks for having me.
See you later, brother. Thank you. Jesse Dollemore, everybody. Holy shit. What a day. What a friggin' day. Thank you, brother. Nice. Let's go. Let's go. I really do appreciate it, Jesse. Again, for a channel of that stature to take time out to talk to me with, the little amount of sway that I have in this community is it's exciting. It's, it's fulfilling. It's I don't know. There's a ton of words I don't want to say. It's meaningful to me and the channel to be able to speak to somebody that I grew up listening to. So I really appreciate it. And it's not one of those times where, you don't want to meet your, you don't want to meet your stars or whatever you call it. You don't want to meet your celebrities because they might not be as cool as you think. And I never once thought that about Jesse, because I know from watching him for so long, we could interact and we could talk for a long time about politics or whatever it may be. So again, thank you, chat. Thank you guys so much. I really do appreciate you. You went up over 500 subs? Really? Get the hell out of here. Let's go. Thank you guys so much. Make sure you're hitting the like button too. We still got an hour left in the show. Thank you so much for being here. I'm Boston Brian. This is Blunt Politics. We just had a wonderful discussion with Jesse Dollemore. And again, look at this. Look at this. How was I possibly going to ask him that many questions? You can't do it. You can't do it. It's unbelievable. I was so excited. I was so nervous too. I didn't tell him, but God damn, was I nervous. I don't know. I was more nervous to come on this live than I've ever been for any other live. I really wanted that to go well, and I think it did. So thank you guys. To anybody that's newly subscribed, thank you so much. Make sure you're hitting the like button. Share this out to your friends, family, whoever it may be. Oh, Carl. Thank you, Carl Jacobson, for the 10 months being here, dude. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. I really, really do appreciate you. Let's go. Oh, JD. Nice solidarity on the true left. Viva la resistance. Thank you, JD. I appreciate it. Yeah, like I said, I think the bigger channels, and Jesse seems to be doing it. He seems to be doing it. I've seen him on with a few creators that are obviously not at the level that he's at. And, he's trying his best to try to, boost progressive and liberal and lefty voices, because we need it. We need to be louder and prouder and not sit down and capitulate. And it's ridiculous to think that we have so many people that, a lot of you guys used to think that we're fighters. Jared Moskowitz, Fetterman. You know what I mean? We gave Fetterman a pass on moving on up. Yeah, we gave Fetterman a pass on, what he wants to wear. Doesn't matter. I don't care what you're wearing, as long as the policies that you're putting in place help the American people and don't hurt the American people. But if you're going to dress in fucking homeless garb and come in there and start talking about how Donald Trump's a powerful force, and, when you're asked about Democrats, the only thing you can talk about is Donald Trump, you can kiss my ass with that, right? See you later. We don't need you. We don't need you. We don't have the time or the inclination to keep these people on our side. We do not have the time or the inclination, right? Time is not on our side. January 20th, we start the second fucking Trump administration, okay? And you have seen the craziness. Let's see here. You've seen the fucking craziness. Let's see. I think I wrote it down. There it is. Trump's not even in office yet, right? He's already insulted longtime allies, nominated psychopaths for his cabinet, talked about Canada becoming the 51st state, taking back control of the Panama Canal, purchasing fucking Greenland, insulted Zelensky and the people of Ukraine. Is this what we are to expect for the entirety of the fucking 4 years he's going to be in office, or however long his fucking heart decides to keep fucking beating? Is this the bullshit that we have to fucking deal with? He's not even in fucking office yet. Oh, thank you, Sheldon. Appreciate you, dude. Let's fucking go. You guys are fantastic. I really do appreciate it. And yes, check out not only Jesse, but check out Brittany Page too. I really, 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 really advise you to do so. I think not only the women in the chat would fucking absolutely love her, but the men too. I listen to her and she's fantastic. So please. But yeah, what are we doing here? What are we doing here? Yes, Tony. Brittany is great. She's fantastic. Russian talking points. How are you guys doing? Wes, what's up, dude? What? Jesse always does a great job. He's always on point, well dressed. Just You don't get much but the facts and his emotion and his passion. You know what I mean? It's no bullshit. It's no sidebars. It's no, like you said, drama. Like, again, we don't care about the drama involved with Cenk. Like, it's not the drama surrounding, it's what he's saying at these places that then give the right ammunition to come back at the left. Do you see what I'm saying? It doesn't matter who you talk to. Again, be combative, be forceful, be aggressive. Know that you have the facts on your side. Know that you have the fucking the policies that help the American people. Go into these places on fucking fire. Go into these places battling, right? Don't go in shaking hands. I mean, again, if you're on one of these podcasts, of course you're gonna come in and shake hands. I'm not talking about that, but don't fucking, like a lovingly stare him in the eyes, Charlie Kirk, thank you so much. Oh, let's go have a beer type of fucking handshake, right? All right, hi, how you doing? Thank you. Once we sit down, I'm coming at you. You know what? Oh, I forgot to fucking mention too while Jesse was on. You know who did a fucking great job? You know who did a fucking great job of this? Is Luke fucking Beasley. Luke fucking Beasley went into the fucking bear's trap, went into the bee's nest over there at fucking Tim Pool's dilapidated piece of shit fucking ranch or whatever the fuck he's got, right? And I've talked about him on the show before, right? Again, not my cup of tea. Glad to fucking have him as an ally. But I have to give credit where credit is due, and I am certainly going to do that. I don't lie to you guys. I don't sugarcoat or anything. He fucking killed it. He absolutely fucking destroyed 4 or 5? I think it was fucking 5 people on the other side, including fucking Tim Stool, Dim Stool, Bim Dool, whatever the fuck his name is. This guy. Let's see here. I think they were all
fucking Nazis.
Right, they were all that. What else?
I'm standing up here bashing the living shit out of Nazis.
I wonder if Ben Shapiro was there. I do wonder if Ben Shapiro was there. But what the fuck? What the fuck are we doing? Let's see. Beasley's knowledgeable beast. Don't fuck with Luke. Yeah, I mean, again, so he's a fucking fantastic job he did. Unbelievable. And I advise anybody to watch that discussion that he had, because that's how you interact with these people, right? That's how you go on a right-wing show and get your point across and be forceful and aggressive. He was, I mean, not that he was too aggressive. He has a really calm demeanor, which is, you know what I mean? But I'm a Boston guy. I'm aggressive. That's fine. Some people love that shit, and he's got a fucking huge following, and fucking happy for him. Glad to have him on our side, right? But this moment kind of fucking cemented it for me that, this kid is the real deal, okay? To go into there and, again, just know the facts. And, again, that's all it is just knowing the facts. Talking about Enrique Tarrio's case. You know what I mean? Tim Pool had to literally fucking find out live on his fucking show that he was absolutely wrong after losing his shit on fucking Luke, right? Fuck it. Let me see if I can find a clip. We'll play a fucking clip. I have a bunch of shit we can play. Let's see here. Because he fucking killed it, guys. And again, I want to give credit where credit is due. I want a fucking rising tide lifts all boats. I know he's a huge channel. He doesn't need shit from me. But again, credit where credit is due. Let's see here. This one is, we'll do, what should we do here? We'll do Luke. When was this? This was 6 days ago. Is that the one I want to see? I'll just play it. Can you see it? No, you can't see it. Where is it? Oh, for Christ's sake. There you go.
That's what you'll hear if you tune in to right-wing political accounts. I apologize for the theatrics, but I think we'll learn a lot in this segment as I review what prompted that reaction.
There we go.
Because I actually have moral logic and an understanding of these cases. Hence, my position on January 6th has always been the people who have attacked police must go to prison. But 3 years is a fucking long time for assault on an officer. We have seen people on the far left, notably when they were firebombing shit all across Minnesota, 33 people murdered, and how many...
Yeah, Tim, do you also remember the right-wing agitators that were arrested for shooting up police stations and going around and starting fucking riots? Remember when that happened too? Did people break the law? Absolutely. Should they be prosecuted? Absolutely. Is that what we're trying to advocate for? Absolutely not. But guess what, Tim? Don't act like your fucking side had no involvement in it. Don't act like they didn't have any. Yeah, fuck, because I'm doing a news show, right? Well, whatever you want to call it. Let's see. Right wing BLM shooting. Should bring it up. Let's see here. There you go. There you go. A Boogaloo Boy. It's what it is. Remember the Boogaloo Boys? Remember the old Boogaloos? Page is just coming up. Jesus, what the ad? These people they cram in ads wherever the fuck they can. Here we go. Let's see. Share this tab instead. Let me see what you can see. Let me see what you can see. All right, you can see it. Here we go. No, I don't want to plan. Oh, come on. These fucking things. Why do I have to? This is the problem, too. This is half the problem. Why, as an American citizen, do I have to fucking pay to read the fucking news? Can anybody fucking answer me that, please? Can anybody fucking answer me that? Aren't they in the fucking Constitution as an entity that is supposed to work for the people? Like, why am I being denied news because I can't fucking afford to get a fucking subscription to fucking the Daily Beast? Like, what if you do? What the fuck is this bullshit? You know what I mean? And I'm so fucking sick of it too. I gotta pay to get the fucking news, and I know there's outlets where you don't have to pay, but why the fuck would I pay? What the fuck? Get out of here. Let me try another one. Let's see here. There you go. There you go. This is from Congress, too, so don't tell me. Far-right infiltrators and agitators in George Floyd protest, indicators of white supremacists. When anyone studies the Middle East, as far as long as I have, you become practically immune to conspiracy theories. The word Arabic in Muamarat, what's that saying? Muamarat is pervasive in being... Why are they talking about that? Oh, here you go. The protests have torn through the United States following the murder of George Floyd. In the hands of Minnesota police officers shift the emphasis in real-time videos broadcast nationally. The images challenge our beliefs is who is really protesting and for what reason. Let's see here. Yep, Minnesota Governor Tim Walz, where we heard that before, echoed this sentiment in a press conference on Saturday, alleging that the demonstrations that caused so much damage included provocateurs likely from outside the area. State officials said around 80% of those arrested in Twin Cities on Friday were from outside of Minnesota. Former FBI agent and CNN commentator Josh Campbell wrote that Minnesota authorities have been wow. Okay, let's try that one again. Monitoring, there we go, alleged criminals. So, again, proof in the pudding that far-right agitators, and we can go to the dockets, and we can go to what they were arrested for and shooting up the fucking police thing, but I don't have enough time to go through that. You can do it on your own. It's there. All right, so let's get rid of this fucking piece of shit and go back to this piece of shit. All right.
Many criminal charges do we get for this? When they firebombed a police station and forced the police to evacuate on May 29th, 2020, when thousands of far leftists firebombed the White House grounds and set fire to St. John's Church and injured 100 police officers.
Is that something to my end, Tanya? Everything working all right? Let me know if there's anything I can do. Sorry about that.
How many fucking people went to prison for 3 years? How many of them?
Hey, Tim. Settle the fuck down. You're literally talking to the calmest kid on the face of the fucking planet, right? You're talking to somebody that can make fucking paint sleep. Why are you so agitated, dude? Why are you so fucking agitated? And Luke just calmly fucking just listens to his bullshit, doesn't get agitated. I would be fucking all over that. Like, who the fuck do you think you're talking to like that? You scrawny little fucking prick. Who the fuck do you think you are? Inviting me here and talking down to me like I'm some fucking asshole. Come fucking on this side of the table. Come on this fucking side of the table and start fucking yelling at me. I fucking dare you. I fucking dare you, Tim. You fucking piece of shit. And fucking big ups to Luke. Thank you for fucking going in there to the Lion's Den. And you know, big ups on you for fucking staying calm, dude.
Them who never showed up on that day are in prison for 20 years. Enrique Tarrio wasn't even in D.C. on January 6th. And you are saying that man who his only crime was, quote, don't leave. That's his only crime. You think he should be in prison for 20 years because you're a fascist?
Okay. No, because the courts with evidence put together with text messages, emails, and fucking other data have put together their scheme to overthrow the United States government. It's not Luke saying it. It's fucking Luke reading the court documents, reading the fucking newspaper outlets that have reported on what is going on in the case. You stupid fucking prick. How does he not know
Because
this shit?
I know y'all will get exhausted. Let me jump in. Take
Sorry,
especially on
I want to get
the show.
I want to get to his debate.
If I'm gonna get that angry and scream at someone to their face, I'm gonna make sure I'm correct on the details. So that comment he just made about Enrique Tarrio is
That is hilarious. That's the funniest point too. That's the funniest point. And then we'll probably see it. But Tim comes out and he looks up his fucking that he's wrong, and then goes to move on to another point. And Luke calmly just says, "Are you excuse me, you just not going to acknowledge that you lost your fucking shit? That you just flipped your wig and were 120% wrong on everything you fucking said on your show? Are we just gonna blow by that fact, guy? Because there's fucking 27 of you, and not one of you happen to know the fucking actual details of the case. None of you fucking dumb bloated motherfuckers know anything about the case. No, okay, all right. Well, this is what actually happened. You stupid fucking pricks. All right, let me see. I'm gonna go to. Here we go. Sorry, Luke. My show's only 2 hours long. Yes, Robin. Get him. Get him. Play. Why is it not playing?
Creed, you are not to be locked up. And this is the problem I have with the left. They don't know the facts. They don't care about the facts. They view morality as a blanket government.
Can you fucking imagine? Oh my God. Oh my God. Can you imagine being that fucking confident, right? Being that fucking confident, that arrogant to say that the left doesn't know the facts of the fucking case on your own goddamn show. And then immediately get proven wrong by yourself. What are we? I mean, fucking Luke has got him twisted inside out. He's just completely pissed off. He doesn't know what he's saying. He's spewing out. Okay, you don't know the facts, Tim Pool says. Now, forthcoming is Luke with the fucking facts. Here we go. God damn it. This pisses me off.
Government stroke of the pen, and every person, regardless of their crime, should be in prison for decades. I reject it outright. The people who fought cops should go to prison. They did. It's been 3 years. But when you've got people who are on misdemeanor charges for having walked into a building at 4 p.m. after the riot, and I know some of these people.
No, Tim. I don't know if that beanie's getting too fucking tight on your head, or you just don't have any hair left to protect your fucking scrawny little brain. But they didn't just walk into a random fucking building. This wasn't a fucking random waltz in the park where they just, oh, there's an open building. Should we check it out, ma'am? Yes, let's go check it out. Please, let's do it. You know what I mean? Like, these are fucking people with bear spray, dressed like they're going to play fucking football, smashing windows, breaking down fucking fences, pushing cops away, beating cops. This wasn't a stroll in the park. Is there a video of some people strolling around at some point? Yes, you can pull up some fucking video of some people strolling around the Capitol. But guess what? It's still the fucking Capitol. It was still fucking closed. There was still an election to be certified. That doesn't change it. It's not just walking into a building. So don't get fucking caught up and listening to this stupid prick say that people will just waltz into a fucking building. That's all. That's all they did.
People. They walked into a building for 2 minutes and walked out, and they got 18 months for that. I don't see you defending the innocent people who walked onto a public grass at a public building after a riot had been completed.
A public grass? What the fuck is a public grass? I think fucking Tim's been hitting the grass too much. What are you talking about, dude? He's trying to make this seem like it was just a library that people just kind of waltzed around and had a couple muffins and they were, oh, la-di-da. Mm-hmm. The motherfuckers were stealing lecterns, shitting on the floor, busting out windows, stealing shit, stealing fucking laptops. What are we doing?
Completed. You don't know, you don't care. You've taken a tribal position and people are suffering because of it. Now you say that Donald Trump saying the injustice that we've seen warrants commutation or pardons. You say that means he's advocating for violence. This is the ultimate problem. Then you cite a press release from Maryland saying, but the right's more violent. There is a distinction between a white supremacist as a right-wing group and a run-of-the-mill Christian conservative who showed up on that day not to protest. Let's talk about Brandon Strzok. He never went in the building. He was on the other side.
Okay, now he's deflecting. This is what you call deflecting when you know that you're wrong on a point. Do you know what I mean? What the fuck is I'm sorry, what is the difference between a white supremacist and a Christian nationalist that doesn't want black people or people of color around? Anybody? Somebody? Sounds pretty similar to me. Sounds pretty
Side of the
fucking similar
building,
to me.
there was a permanent protest. He walked up the stairs and he was yelling. They put this guy in prison.
A permanent protest. Did anybody catch that one? So we got public grass and a permanent protest. Hold on.
Let's talk about Brandon Strzok. He never went in the building. He was on the other side of the building. There was a permanent protest. He walked up the stairs and he...
I'm sorry. What the fuck is a permanent protest? And why does that make it okay? I don't care what side of the fucking building he was on, Tim. I don't care if he was on the fucking roof of the Capitol. They were all there connected for a reason. If you went there, you fucked up, and you shall be charged for it, accordingly to what the crime you committed was, whether it was trespassing, whether it was fucking stealing shit, whether it was beating cops, all the way up to that, right? God damn. Oh, I'm going to have to take off the jacket. I'm getting a little hot under the fucking collar here. This guy just riles me the goddamn up.
And he was yelling. They put this guy in prison. There was Owen Schroyer.
Hold on.
Who was,
Time out. Tell me this isn't the fucking best. Tell me this isn't the best. Let me see if I can get it. Look at this. Looks just like, what the fuck are you yelling about, dude? Right? Look at him. Look at this. Oh my God. After all the fucking ranting and raving Tim's doing, right? And this is what he's looking at. This is just totally unaffected. Doesn't give a shit. Yeah. Are you done yet? Right, Don? Are you fucking done yet, dude? Can I please come in and actually tell you the real facts of the case so you stop looking like an asshole? Right now, he's just letting him dig his own grave. He's just like, okay, go ahead. How many shovels you want? You got a big enough shovel? Yeah, keep digging, motherfucker. Keep digging. Keep digging. Just let me know when to pop in with the facts there. Let me know when to correct you and make you look like an asshole on your own show. Just give me a sign. I'll be right here. Andrea, happy birthday. Happy birthday, Andrea. Andrea, it's your birthday. If the chat could give her a nice happy birthday wish, that would be fucking fantastic. Wait, what? Whoa. Somebody said check what? $200. What? Let me go up. Hold on. Let me go up. I'm gonna look through. Oh, Jesse. Thank you, brother. Let's go. Appreciate it. I'm going to have to reciprocate now. So basically, you just bought yourself a beer, right? But, dude, appreciate you. Salute. Thank you for fighting. Thank you for coming on the show. I really do appreciate you. Thank you so much. Dude, Cecilia. Oh, my good gracious. That is unbelievable. That is truly, truly, truly unbelievable. I finally paid my last med bill for my daughters. Oh, I made this pledge 1 plus 2, 1 plus 2 plus 3, 1 plus 9 cumulative subs. They're not out of the woods yet. Please pray for them. My insurance cut ties. We're in limbo. Very upsetting. However, this is on behalf of all the faithful subs and democracy. Oh, are you trying to make me cry? Every time. All right. I just can't think of goddamn. Like, why you have so much going on. Thank you. I don't know what to say, really. And yes, I will absolutely pray for them, but thank you so much. I feel bad when you have so much going on. You know, that's a lot. I don't want you to put yourself in a tight spot because of me. God damn. All right. Thank you, Cecilia. Man, I'm just I can't handle when people are nice. I really can't. All right, on with the show. Cecilia, thank you so much for that contribution. You really got me. Now I need a fucking tissue. Give me a second. I'll play this and go blow my fucking nose. Like a weirdo.
That these people are bad, and the machine state government has decreed it by pen. So I don't care what crime they committed. I don't care what the jury said. I don't care who was on the jury. Enrique Tarrio, who was not there, should be in prison for 2 decades. Tell me this now. Why is Enrique Tarrio in prison?
Yeah, so they uncovered with him his plot to overthrow
What
the
plot?
government.
Enrique Tarrio, is it?
Yeah, and his organization.
What plot? Who's they? Give me some
Prosecutors.
Give me some fucking data. Stop squinting at me.
Whoa! Whoa, dude. Another who the fuck do you think you are talking to moment. I will reach across this table and I will feed you that mic for lunch, dinner, breakfast, fucking mid-morning snack, you son of a bitch. Don't you fucking ever talk to anybody like that. Any fucking buddy like that. Come to Boston, buddy. Come to Southie. Come to Boston. Go into the bar. First bar you see, there's a fucking ton of them. You can fucking stumble into one. And I want you to start talking to somebody like that. Please. And make sure you film it. Because I'm going to want to fucking see it. Cocksucker.
At me and saying the prosecutors did a thing.
Okay, so again, because it's even watching this back, I'm like, gosh, secondhand embarrassment for him because I know where it's going, which is he then Googles and fact checks what I'm about to say, and I'm right, obviously. Understand that laws on the books have been there for a long time that I agree with. That if it's proven that you had a plan and you wanted to act on it, and then days after, the proof is
say the proof.
by prosecutors.
Say it.
Communications between
What communications? What did he say? What did he do?
Is this serious?
Are you going to tell me why you think Enrique Tarrio should be in prison for 20 years?
Like, are you serious? Are you serious? You have a fucking computer in front of you. You have 17 of these stupid motherfuckers surrounding you. Each one of them got a laptop and a computer. Can anybody fucking type in Enrique Tarrio so you don't look like assholes, please? I mean, they just literally fucking spoon-fed Luke. Just the most amazing fucking interview. Really. The dumbest, like his attitude, his fucking aggression. He thinks he's so passionately correct on what he says, and he's so fucking passionately wrong. And it's hilarious. And thank you again, Cecilia. You kind of broke me for a second there. I just thinking about you having, medical stuff to pay, and it's the holidays, and it just kind of got to me. I don't want to be taken from people that aren't in the position to give. So put it that way. All right, here we go. Sorry, I'm going back again.
Or are you going to say the government decreed it?
I just explained to you.
So the government said so. Is that it?
It's usually law enforcement, which I guess is part of the government.
Government said so?
Yep. Law
So you can't
enforcement
say
that uncovers evidence of communications, a memo that he crafted and sent to his organization.
Saying what?
That detailed each institution of government that they were going to try to overthrow. Then just days later, his organization is at the Capitol.
You hear him typing?
I don't think we can.
So then he starts Googling it.
Fucking chubby little fucking chode having son of a bitch. You hear him little fucking his fingers on the. Why you? God damn it! Oh, Jesus Christ! Why would he get so passionately aggravated before looking up the fucking case? All he had to do was use those fucking chubby little fucking chode fingers of his to type in his little fucking filthy computer he's probably got, switch off the fucking porn, put the gay porn to the right, Timothy, so you can fucking look up the facts of the case. Jesus H. Christ. Hold on, we'll go back. I want to hear him typing. I want to hear him fucking typing.
But first,
ready? Listen, here we go. Listen to this
organization
fucking
is at
asshole.
the
He's like,
Capitol.
oh, really? Hear him?
I'm not.
Yeah. Oh, jeez. Oh, shit. It's right here. I could have typed it into the computer the whole time. What's this Google shit? It tells you you can look up the case. Oh, all right. Let's do that.
I don't think we can.
so then he starts Googling it. But first, let me play again. 3 minutes of ranting. Just him saying you don't know about the court documents?
Give me some
Prosecutors.
Give me some fucking data. Stop squinting at me and saying the prosecutors did.
Oh, Luke. Oh, Luke, you're a better man. You are a better man. Better man. Don't find a better man. Down, bound. He just is. He's just a I couldn't do it. Couldn't do it. Couldn't do it. Couldn't do it. I just couldn't. I just could not fight. If he raised his voice like that to me, if he swore at me like that, if he was that aggressive and telling me to stop doing something that I'm doing, I don't know how much I can say on YouTube, but Tim Pool's podcast might be off the air for a couple months. Just saying. Just saying. Oh, motherfucker.
Did a thing. You didn't know. You didn't read it. You didn't read the court papers.
You didn't read the court papers. That's fucking so fantastic. It's so fucking fantastic. And then he ends up reading the court papers and proving himself wrong. Does it get better than this? Honestly, does it get better than this? Does it fucking get better than this? Does it? I don't see how it could. I just don't see how this. I mean, this is pure fucking content, is what you call this.
You didn't read the court papers. Okay. And then I give more details about the court papers than he seemed to know. And it leads to him Googling. Let me play this for you uninterrupted. It's fascinating because this is how I guess people are misled. They won't take the time to just research what it is that they're saying, or they're convinced by sort of his chest beating instead of listening. Right.
What does they say about the loudest man in the room? There's a saying we have around here about the loudest guy in the room, or the guy that's acting the toughest. What is that? Yeah, they're typically the ones that get their fucking ass handed to them.
To what it is he's saying versus what I'm saying, and which one is substantiated by fact.
All you know is the fascist machine state told you he should be in prison, and you're saying yes to them. Tell me why.
No, I understand that laws on the books have been there for a long time, that I agree with, that if it's proven that you had a plan and you wanted to act on it, and then days after.
The proof?
The proof is
say the proof.
By prosecutors.
Say it.
Communications between.
What communications? What did he say? What did he do?
Is this serious?
Oh man, can I give this a? Oh Jesus Christ! Oh Jesus! Oh my Lance! Tim? Are you serious right now? Because you're about to get your fucking ass handed to you, like on your own show. It's pretty fucking pathetic. It's almost as pathetic as the sight when you take off your fucking beanie at night and look in the mirror, right? It's almost as fucking pathetic as that. Almost.
Are you going to tell me why you think Enrique Tarrio should be in prison for 20 years, or are you going to say the government decreed it?
I just explained to you.
So the government said so. Is that it?
It's usually law enforcement, which I guess is a part of the.
You fucking indignant prick.
Government said so?
Yep.
Law enforcement
that uncovers evidence of communications, a memo that he crafted and sent to his organization,
saying what?
That detailed each institution of government that they were going to try to overthrow. Then just days later,
what's up, B?
His organization is at the Capitol.
Yeah. You hear him typing again? Oh Jesus. Oh Jesus. What's up, B? This is too much. I'm having fucking laughter cramps. This is just the best. Hear him typing in the background again? He's about to what do they call it? Oh yeah, fuck around and find out.
I don't think we can even pull up Enrique Tarrio.
I'm not quite
sure.
No,
you definitely can.
Evidence,
you definitely can. All fucking 47 of you can.
Sort.
There it is.
Yeah. You know what? I'll say this. The idea that Enrique Tarrio crafted a memo outlining,
okay,
or they
he goes, so this just conspiracy, okay. And just cut away from that for a second, Jade. Let me quickly, for all of you, explain.
Now?
Crafted by Tarrio, or I should say, accessed by Tarrio and spread around. I don't know if he did the actual writing of it, but his organization did.
Do what must
Last
be
one.
done.
Last one.
And he directed the Proud Boys to do it again. So the question then becomes, in the bigger picture.
So are you going to at all acknowledge that you just blew up over something that I was absolutely citing fairly?
I don't.
Oh, shit. Just 1 second there. Are you going to at all ever possibly maybe at some point today or right now, maybe that would be great, address how you lost your shit? Yeah, how you freaked the fuck out about something that, how do I say this? That you were fucking completely wrong about. Are we ever going to address that? Are we just moving on? Are we just going to move on from that, or tell me how this goes from here, Tim?
I don't think you cited it fairly.
I think people should be prosecuted for engaging in plans to overthrow our government. That's kind of
That's a very
call me crazy. Okay.
that's a very loose definition of plans to overthrow the government.
Y'all don't.
That's a very loose definition of plans to overthrow the government. I'm sorry. So the plan wasn't effective enough? It wasn't enough? What does that statement even fucking mean? This plan is fucking idiot wrote that plan. It's the worst plan I've ever seen to overthrow the government. How the hell are they going to get charged on that one? Wouldn't even work. It didn't even work. Like that has any fucking, like if you attempt to murder somebody and you fail, you still can't get arrested for attempted murder. I don't give a fuck how dumb you are. It was still an insurrection. It was a failed insurrection by a bunch of fucking incompetent assholes, right? That had no fucking plan, no real leader, no fucking direction to go in, and somehow just managed to have the fucking wood, hammers, nails, and screws to build a fucking gallows. Go fucking figure on that one. Go fucking figure on that one. They had that plan right. The fucking Home Depot plan went right.
Seem to be that informed.
Wait, look, respectfully, I cover a lot of protests and riots. A lot of.
Oh, okay. Fucking Big Bang Theory. Let me see what you got there. Fucking
people try to protest and riot and occupy government buildings. Do you think that qualifies?
Yeah, that's the same. That qualifies. Yeah. Not in interrupting the counting and the fucking certification of an election. But just kind of protesting on the steps. That's the same. Because, beating cops, peaceful protest on the steps, maybe going inside and occupying the area. Fucking same thing. Same.
As trying to, overthrow your government?
No.
Okay, good. So,
but if they had a plan to take control of the government, which was this one.
If this was an actual plan, this was the leastly poorly most
over the government.
I'm sorry. You want it? What was that, sir? I know you're trying to chime in here, but I'm going to turn the volume up. Is the volume up on this? Volume's up. All right, it's as high as it can go. Hold on. Let's see if we can catch what the dude in the, I guess, Make America Not Fat Again t-shirt says. Let's see if you can get this. See if you can get this.
Ridiculous.
Put it in the chat what you think he's saying. Not this guy with the hat. The next guy to chime in. See if you can catch what he's putting out.
This plan ever. They went after people for having Lego sets of the Capitol.
Yeah. Hold on, one more time.
Which was this one.
If this was an actual plan, this was the leastly poorly most
over the government.
Ridiculous.
The leastly poorly most what?
This plan ever. They went after people.
Good one. Glad you chimed in on that one, buddy. Really added to the fucking conversation. Really, some hard hitting shit there, Chief. Way to fucking put in a good one. What in the? Okay, one more time.
But if they had a plan,
morally least, poorly connected, dumbest, poorly planned and executed plan ever.
To take control of the government, which was this one.
If this was an actual plan, this was the leastly poorly most
over the government.
Ridiculous.
The leastly poorly most ridiculous
plan ever. They went after
plan ever. Okay, the leastly poorly most ridiculous plan ever. That's your fucking contribution. That is your contribution to this conversation. Good Lord, Tim, where do you find these fucking people? Look at, and what's that writing on his shirt? Kind of looks like what? Icelandic almost. Do you see the line through the O in the knot, in the F, the line through the O and the A and the fat? Can anybody see that? I wonder what that represents. Let me see if I can zoom in on that. Kind of curious. I'm kind of curious. Can I move it up now? Hold on.
People for having Lego sets of the Capitol. I mean, the level of political prosecution. Would you?
Hold on. How do I know? How do I? Oh, there it is. There it is. Can you see that a little better now? Can you see that? Let me see if I can zoom in just a little bit more. $500's all I got. You see the lines through that? Am I going crazy here, or is that? Remember when Elon had the the fucking the font reminiscent of German Nazi fonts on his hat? Is this something similar? Is this like a, because it says "Make America Not Fat Again," but it definitely has some. Isn't that like an Icelandic thing, like a Nordic thing with the lines through? I could be wrong. I could be wrong. All right, let's go back. My bad. I had to know on that one. That was my fault. I had to know. I think it means something. I'm sure it does mean something. Yeah. What's he say about fucking Lego sets? Let's go back. One more time. What's he say about Lego sets?
Leastly,
That's a
poorly,
plan to take
most
over the government?
ridiculous plan ever. They went after people for having Lego
Killed
sets of the Capitol.
No. Nope. No. I'm gonna right now defiantly and confidently say that nobody was arrested just for having Lego sets. Just didn't happen. Just a fucking ridiculous thing to say after the most loosely, poorly, shoddily, ridiculously, executedly, plannedly, everly. You can't. It's like they're trying to get back that they're so fucking stupid that you can't prosecute them. That's basically what they're saying. They're so fucking incompetent, right? That's what's going on. They're so fucking incompetent that you're not supposed to you can't prosecute them. They're just fucking they're ridiculous. You can't do it. You can't fucking do it. I mean, we looked at the plan, we saw the plan, and it was shit. It was bound to fail. How can you prosecute? Not the Lego sets, Benny. Not the Lego sets. But all right, big ups to Luke. Fantastic fucking job, brother. Just a hell of a job. Thank you for the content. Thank you for doing that. And I would love to be able to get and grow to a point. So make sure you hit the like button. Please hit the like button on Boston Brian. This is Blunt Politics. Make sure you share it out. You can check out patreon.com/Boston Brian. There are 3 different levels. If any of them fit your fancy, feel free. You get perks. We do Zoom meetings. Let me see. Do I have the I'll do that at the end of the show. I'll show the Zoom dates and stuff. But yeah, you can also go to getdemshirts.myshopify.com for all the latest merch, the Boston Brian merch, the single moms merch, the mental health awareness merch, the Ukrainian merch, where every single dollar above and beyond what we pay for the shirts is donated to United 24 and Volodymyr Zelensky's fund that he started. And I do want to talk about the news. Let's get into the news. We might go a little over, and I'm sorry. But let's get into just a little bit of what's been going on. All right, so first one is going to be this one. Let's see if I can do this. Is that the right one? That's the right one. Here we go. So the cracks are forming in MAGA land already. And let me see if I can pull up the article associated with this. Let's see here. 10 of the fashion, sucking, meltdowns, Putin apologized, former CIA agent. Is this the one? Is this the one, Mel? Is this the one? Let me see. Let's see here. Former FBI and CIA head pushes Senate to reject 2 of Trump nominees. Here we go. The only person to be in charge of both the CIA and FBI wants everyone to know that Donald Trump's cabinet nominees, Tulsi Gabbard and Kash Patel, don't have what it takes to do the job. William Webster, who is literally 100 years old, took the time to write a letter to the Senate to outline just how bad Patel and Gabbard would be as FBI head and director of national intelligence, respectively. Let's see here. Quote, his record of executing the president's directives suggests a loyalty to individuals rather than the rule of law. I don't want this ad. Rather than the rule of law, a dangerous precedent for an agency tasked with impartial enforcement of justice, end quote. He went on to say that Gabbard had, quote, a profound lack, quote, end quote, of experience with the intelligence community. Quote, effective management of our intelligence communities requires unparalleled expertise to navigate the complexities of the global threats and to maintain the trust of allied nations. Without trust, our ability to safeguard sensitive secrets and collaborate internationally is severely diminished. And he's 1,000 fucking % right. Tulsi Gabbard, known Russian propaganda spreader, ties to Assad, ties to Syria with secret meetings. Assad's tied to Putin. Putin tied to it's not very hard to see why. Kash Patel is just a Putin a Donald Trump bootlicker, a sycophant who is going to do whatever Donald Trump tells him anyway. Has no original fucking ideas, and if he did, the boss probably wouldn't let him execute it anyway. Both these people, Kash Patel has said he's got lists of people that either talk bad about Donald Trump, wrote bad stories about Donald Trump, social media influencers that may have put out content like myself, like Luke, like fucking Jesse, like David Pac-Man, Midas Touch, the Vanguard, like all these people, right? We're on the fucking chopping block here. And, whether you might get a chuckle out of it, but we're kind of putting ourselves on the line here by putting our face and our beliefs and our thoughts and our opinions out there for everybody to see. So, the warning should be heeded, and everybody should pay attention, because if this happens, if these people get into the top spots in our government, there is no telling the damage that they can cause, both internally and internationally. Next one, we're going to talk about this. Only 10 minutes left. It's going to go over. I apologize. Not that much, I promise. But Russia shoots down passenger plane. Okay. Anybody at this moment who does not believe that Vladimir Putin is the enemy to the world and should be dealt with accordingly and swiftly, and that Ukraine should be stripped of their funding, is an absolute fucking moron. You're a fucking moron. You're a tool who doesn't know shit about shit. And you are literally advocating for a guy who just, accidentally shoots down a fucking passenger plane? Yeah, because they don't look any different than the fucking fighter jets and drones that are normally, taking up the airspace around there, right? You can't tell a fucking passenger plane? How shit is your anti-air defense? Where you cannot tell the fucking difference between a fucking airliner, a civilian fucking airliner, and a military fucking aircraft. Lay off the fucking vodka, Ivan. Okay, Grigory? Unfucking believable. Let me get into the fucking article explaining this. Is just tragic in every fucking way possible. Here we go. Unreal. Putin actually apologizes, but stops short of taking responsibility of Kazakhstan crash. President Vladimir V. Putin of Russia told the Azerbaijani leader Ilham Aliyev in a phone call the tragic incident took place in Russian airspace. Yes, we know that. Vladimir Putin of Russia said on Saturday, apologizing for the crash of the Azerbaijan Airlines plane that crashed this week, breaking Kremlin's 3-day silence on the accident that killed 38 people. He did not explicitly acknowledge Russia's responsibility for the crash, but we don't have to fucking speculate. Mr. Putin offered his apologies. Now, why would he do that? Well, when have we ever seen Vladimir Putin come out and apologize for fucking anything? But all of a sudden, he feels the need here, so that to quell the fucking the world's response to this, right? The world should come together on this. Everybody that's an ally of NATO should come together right now and say, this is the moment, this is the time. These people need to be fucking taken out. They need to be taken out. They need to be eliminated. They need to be erased from this fucking planet. This motherfucker is taking out thousands, hundreds of thousands of not only his own people, Ukrainians, North Korean soldiers that we'll look at, civilians, up in the fucking millions. And I'm sorry to say it, we need to fucking end that streak. I don't give a fuck where you get them. I don't give a fuck how you get them. But fucking get them. We'll deal with who's fucking behind them when that time comes. But all I know is Vladimir Putin does not deserve to be on this fucking planet with the rest of us human fucking beings. Fuck that motherfucker. All right, next one. Sorry, before I get all fucking pissed off at this piece of shit. Another plane crash we have to talk about. There was another plane crash in South Korea overnight. Let's see if I can pull up that article and just give you a little bit of what happened in that situation. My heart aches so much. Families grieve at airport after South Korean airplane crash kills 179 people. Our thoughts and prayers and well wishes and condolences go out to not only the people involved and affected in the South Korea plane air crash, but also the Azerbaijani plane crash that Vladimir Putin and Russia are responsible for. Just, thoughts and prayers, condolences, just a shit situation. But just a little bit about what happened. Also, 175 passengers and 4 crew members on the Jeju air flight have died after the plane crash landed at Muan International Airport in South Korea. 2 survivors, both crew members, were pulled from the wreckage of the Boeing 737-800. Footage shows the plane landing without its wheels, skidding along the runway and crashing into the wall in a fiery explosion. The flight had departed from Bangkok, Thailand, was carrying 181 people. The BBC spoke to a man who says he lost 3 family members and the cousin of one of the 2 Thai nationals on board. The South Korean government has declared a national mourning period for the next 7 days. Investigation is underway. Just a tragic situation all the way around. They're obviously not too much. Let's see here. Do they know much? Aviation expert Chris Kingswood, who has over 40 years experience and has flown the same type of aircraft involved in the crash, says the footage doesn't clearly show the cause of the incident. However, he notes that the plane was without its landing gear and wasn't using its flaps in the expected way, suggesting that everything happened really quite quickly. You would normally be forced into a kind of situation if you lose both engines. A commercial airplane can fly reasonably well and safely on one engine. But yeah, again, just terrible situation. Our thoughts and prayers go out to everybody involved. Here's another thing that I wanted to talk about just lastly. The head of the WHO chief, literally had to scramble for his life at an airport in Yemen because of an Israeli airstrike. Now, before we get into this, I just want you to know that this airport is a civilian fucking airport, right? But let's get into the article and just a little bit about what happened here. Luckily, he's safe, but, we have to look at it. Where did I put that? It's, where is it? Bannon, Laura Luma, Vivek. Return to fascism. North Koreans on human, Jesse Dollemore. Let's see here. Did I not pull it up? Did I not pull it up? I'll just go to the article here. WHO chief. All right. This is, let's see here. 2 days ago, 23 hours ago. We'll do this one. So, WHO chief describes ordeal during Israeli strike on Yemen airport. Let's see. The head of the World Health Organization said on Friday he was not sure he was going to survive an airstrike carried out by Israel a day earlier during a series of attacks on the Iran-aligned Houthi movement. Speaking after his ordeal at the Sana'a International Airport on Thursday, WHO Director General Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus says the explosions that rocked the building were so deafening that his ears were still ringing more than a day later. And please, somebody give me credit on saying that fucking name. Tedros said it quickly became apparent that the airport was under attack, describing people running in disarray through the site after approximately 4 blasts, one of them alarmingly close to where he was sitting near the departure lounge. I was not sure actually I could survive because it was so close, a few meters from where we were, he told Reuters. A slight deviation could have resulted in a direct hit. Now, he goes on to say that, this shouldn't have happened. Obviously, it's a fucking civilian airport, and Israel says that the Houthis have used the airport to move weapons. But does that mean you can just strike it at any fucking point when it's full of civilians? What kind of bullshit is that? Fucking ridiculous. The Houthi-controlled Sabah news agency says that 3 people died in the strikes. 3 people died in the strike. I mean, this isn't just like fucking, they hit the outer. 3 people died in this, and 3 killed in the Hodeidah, with 40 others wounded in the attacks. Speaking by telephone from Jordan, who flew on Friday, helping evacuate a UN colleague seriously injured at the airport for further medical treatment. Tedros said he had received no warning Israel could be about to strike the airport. Tedros traveled to Yemen on Christmas Let's see here. He talked with the emissary gone in the U.S. stealth theft. He declined to engage in recommendations over the attack, but said his itinerary should be publicly expressed. So this is what I want to get to right here. So a civilian airport should be protected whether I am in it or not. Plain and simple. Plain and fucking simple, right? And it was not. Let's see here. He said before observing the nothing special about what he had faced. And one of my colleagues said he narrowly escaped death. I'm just one human being, so I feel for those who are facing the same thing every single day. But at least it allowed me to feel the way they feel. I'm worried about our world, where it's heading. I have never, as far as I can remember, seen the world really being in such a very dangerous state. And I don't buy into that bullshit. I do not buy into, the world is on fire. I mean, literally, man has been fighting and warring and sparring since fucking we were created on this planet. Now we're just getting to see all of it because everybody's got a fucking camera. It's now on the news 2 seconds later, and you get 14 angles of it. All right. But this is what I wanted to go back to. Let's see here. Tech bosses. Oh, Mel's got some good stuff here. But this is what I want to get into. Let's see if I can pull this up. Share this tab instead. Make sure you guys can see. How's everybody doing? Everybody sticking with me? Everybody sticking with me? Just a couple more minutes and I'll let you go on and get on with your day. Your browser has lost connection to your screen share audio. Okay. I don't know what that had to do with anything, but let me see here. All right. Let me get rid of that. Let me get rid of that. Yep. No, I hit the X. It should go away. Let me get rid of that. And I'm going to get rid of that. All right. So, North Korean soldiers kill themselves to avoid capture in Ukraine. Let me see if I can make this a little. Can you see that all right? Make it a little bigger. Here, I'll do this. I'll do this one. Where the fucking other one went? I did have one where I was not that small in the corner, but I don't know where it went. I think I lost it. Did this? This one? No, that one? That one? I guess we'll just do this. We'll do this so you can see it. I just want to read a little bit into it. We got a little video. North Korean troops are being treated as, quote, expendable in order to take on hopeless assaults against Ukrainian defenses. National Security Council official John Kirby said. Russia is deploying human waves of North Korean soldiers, the U.S. said Friday, and at least one soldier captured by Ukraine died of his injuries. According to the White House National Security Council spokesperson John Kirby, some North Korean soldiers have taken their own lives rather than surrendering to Ukrainian forces. These suicides, he said, were likely out of fear of reprisal against their families in North Korea in the event that they were captured. So basically, again, like I said, when these North Korean soldiers come here and they want to defect, what they're doing is they have to leave their family behind. That's it. Obviously, they can't all go. And what he has to think about is the reprisals against his family. Anybody with his name is going to be dealt with swiftly if they find out that, he capitulated, that he surrendered, that he didn't fight honorably or die on the battlefield. So a lot of these guys are just taking their own lives to make it seem like they fought and died bravely for, I don't even know who they say they're fighting for. They say they're fighting for Russia. Are they doing this for North Korea? I don't know. But like I said with Jesse, when you see Russia having to pull North Korean soldiers in the thousands to fight inside of Russia, to defend Russia's homeland, Vladimir Putin can't even get that done with just Russian military. Is fucking really, really not only a big story, but a huge red flag, right, in the capabilities of the Russian military at this moment. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky said in a statement on Telegram Friday that at least 3,000 North Korean soldiers have died or been wounded in Russia's Kursk region alone, where Ukrainian forces mounted a lightning incursion in August, but Russia has since amassed thousands of troops in a counterattack. Kirby quoted a lower death toll among North Koreans, saying more than 1,000 soldiers have died in the past week. 1,000 North Korean soldiers in a week. When in typical weeks, let me see if I can pull it up. Russian losses. That should pull it up. There we go. I'm going to share this tab instead. Make this a little bigger for you. I'm going to make sure you guys can see it. Can you see it? Fuck, why is it over there on the right? Come on. Oh, there we go. There we go. There we go. All right, so can I click on it? Make it bigger. There we go. Here we go. Now we're talking. All right. So, latest Russian losses. Okay. So, in personnel, in the last week, from what's that say? 29/12/24. So, the 29th of December, this came out, obviously today. 785,930 personnel, either killed, wounded, taken off the battlefield. 1,730 this week alone. 5 tanks, 11 troop-carrying AFVs, 42 artillery systems. Let's see here. 2 special equipment, 82 vehicles and fuel tanks, 1 submarine, and let's see, 369 aircraft, 329 helicopters, plus 25 UAV operational tactical level, up to 21,000. Look at these numbers. 32,000 vehicles and fuel tanks. Do you know what the cost of 32,000 vehicles and fuel tanks is? Do you know what the cost of, where's the aircraft? 369 aircraft or 330 helicopters? Almost 10,000 tanks. Do you know the cost of this shit? Almost over 1,000 anti-aircraft systems, over 1,200 MLRSs. MLRSs are fucking expensive. This is nuts. It is nuts. All right, back to the North Koreans, and I got one more to show you just to really push this point here. All right, so I'm gonna try to show this as much as possible, and I have to be really, really, really careful with this one, okay? Because I just cannot go playing the whole thing, or I think I will be in some trouble with YouTube. So let me just see if I can. Where the fuck did it go? Well, there it is. Let me see if I can make this bigger for you. How's that? Can you see it? Everybody can see it? All right. Now let me find the point so that I don't get fucking thrown off of this site. Let's see here. All right. It's right here. It's right here. Right in the beginning. Right in the beginning. All right. I'll just play it. Fuck it. This is depicting, obviously, terrified North Korean soldiers picked off one by one as they try to flee from Ukrainian drones. I'm not going to show them being picked off, but there's one situation. There's one situation caught on film that really, really pushes the point home about these people's incompetence, how scared they are, what they're willing to do to get away from the drones and off the battlefield. Let me see if I can get this out of here. I don't want that. Let me see if I can pick it up here. I think it's right, this one. So here we go. Well, pay attention to this. All right. So you got one guy that just flew over. Let me see if I can go back for a second. You got one guy that just flew over. Ready, stop, ready. Okay. Stop right here. So one guy here and one guy here, right? We got 2 guys. We're good here. All right. Now watch what happens. Drone flies in between the both of them. The guy's firing his weapon at the drone. Now, if we go back, oh, geez, what is that? We have, let me know one ready. If we go back, 1 person, 2 people fires, go back and stop it right here. What does that look like to you? What does that look like to you? Let me bring up the comments. How many people are now standing there? How many people are now standing? Did this North Korean soldier, in a fucking fit of rage, in a panic, in an absolute fucking panic, shot his comrade, his compadre. Look it. What's that look like to you? Man down. Man fucking down. Right? Let me do it one more time. One more time. And this is just the incompetence and what they're just like the mad scramble that's going on with North Korean soldiers in Ukraine. One more time. Oops, sorry. Here we go. One person, right? This is the gentleman, I think, that gets it. So it flies past him, in between him and his buddy, down at eye level height. Fucking, so basically he taunted. What is going on is the Ukrainian fucking drone flyer, the drone operator, did this on purpose, right? He literally made it so they shot each other. That's what's going on. That's how, like, and I know it sounds fucking cruel and barbaric and shit, but these motherfuckers are on Ukrainian homeland, or they're in Kursk fighting the Ukrainians, trying to kill the Ukrainians. So fuck them. Sorry. Peace. Fucking fly in between every single one of them. Hope they take all of them out themselves. But one more time. 2 people, shoots at it. You can see he's shooting at the drone right now. Drone turns around, and there's his buddy. Dead. Gone. In an instant. Because you don't have the awareness of where your fucking barrel is aimed, right? Where is your fucking barrel aimed? Keep your barrel out of fucking... You don't want to be flagging somebody, right? You don't want to be... That'd be number 1 rule, I guess, maybe number 3 rule when you get your weapon in the military, and, take it from somebody that's not been in the military but knows about the military from studying it. I think they teach you where to point the barrel of the weapon and to keep your finger off the trigger until you really need it, and safeties and all this bullshit. But again, just to illustrate I'll get out of that. But again, just to illustrate how incompetent, and I keep saying incompetent and fearful and useless the North Korean troops are against the Ukrainian soldiers. So, Slava Ukraine, Heroyam Slava, Privet mi druže. I commend and salute the Ukrainian drone operators, Ukrainian infantry, Ukrainian fucking artillery, Ukrainian leadership, Ukrainian civilians. Blunt Politics is here to support you in any way we possibly can. And one of these days, you guys in the chat are going to get some big news, about supporting Ukraine and putting the money where your mouth is, right? Don't just sit there and speak on a fucking camera. Don't just yap online and throw out tweets. Act, right? You want to help these people? Let's go help them. And hopefully someday, well, I know someday you will get to understand what I'm talking about, but security. Let's just put it that way. So I appreciate you guys. Let's get into everybody that has contributed. And God damn, if I get to Cecilia, I'm going to cry again. I know I'm going to fucking do it, and I apologize. I thank you guys so much. Today has been, one of the most pleasurable experiences since I started doing this, to talk to one of, I don't know, what do you call a mentor, or, somebody that you look up to in this space, somebody that you learned from in this space, somebody that when you got into politics was one of the first shows and people that I started listening to and agreeing with, and to be able to have, Jesse come on the show is just fucking cool, man. It's just fucking cool. It really is. So thank you again to Jesse, and let's get into the people that have donated to the show. Independent, thank you for becoming a member. Cool Breeze, happy to be here. Thank you for being a member for 6 months. El Stinko Fars, been here for 8 months. Looking sharp, my dude. Let's fucking go. Thank you. I wasn't going to let him outdress me. I mean, I came prepared. Like I said, I've been watching him for a long time. I know he's got the best dressed political commentator award down pat. I was just trying to keep up. That's all. But thank you, Al Stinko. I appreciate you, brother. Sally gifted 5 memberships. Thank you so much, Sally. I hope you have had a wonderful Christmas and a wonderful New Year. I really do appreciate you. Thank you so much. Sheldon says, I lost a lot of respect for Fetterman. Yeah, a lot of these guys, you had, you're really counting on and depending on, and some of the younger people. And I know people keep saying Dan Goldman. Dan Goldman comes from more money than you guys could fucking possibly imagine, right? So when we're talking about people that have lived the lifestyles of us, that have, fucking worried about how much the check was going to be at dinner, or you're fucking pinching pennies at the grocery store trying to figure out if you have enough in the bank account, right? These are the people that should be in fucking office. These are the people that should have high positions in the government, so that they can put in policies that they know will help and affect the everyday fucking American citizen. So Sheldon, thank you so much. That just means that we have to fight. That's all. We got to pick up the slack where these people are slacking. Susan, thank you so much for the $3 super sticker. What a wonderful, wonderful contribution. I appreciate you so much. Happy New Year. I hope you have a great one. Crystal Waters, Happy New Year, Brian, Jesse, mods, and family. Thank you so much, Crystal. Right back at you in the mods. Again, Happy New Year to you guys. Thank you so much for the work you do, for the time that you put in. It's really, really appreciated, and I hope you know how much it's appreciated. I really do. Don, thank you so much for the deuces. Appreciate you, dude. Don always says, "Hi from Massachusetts." Did he put that in the chat today, Don? Appreciate you, dude. Berkeley, let's go. Digging the show more and more. You're such a natural talent, B. I don't know about that. I appreciate you being here. I appreciate you being a longtime friend on, in the online community. You've really stuck around. You've really been passionate, and I thank you for joining my chat and watching the show. I really do. I don't know about a natural talent, but I have a lot of opinions, and I'm not really afraid to say them to anybody. And I think that's kind of what, maybe will move me ahead. I don't give a shit who I'm talking to, really. It doesn't matter who you are. Like I said on the show, rich, poor, black, white, governmental positions, non-governmental positions, president, ex-president, former president-elect. I don't give a shit. I'm not going to change who I am. I'm not going to change my beliefs. I'm not going to change the way I do anything. You're gonna get what you get. You see what you get. I wear my fucking heart on my sleeve. You don't have to guess what I'm feeling. You don't have to, wonder about what I'm thinking. If I'm an emotional, passionate, opinionated, forceful, aggressive political commentator. And if that's something that you like, please hit that like button. Please join the community. Feel free to subscribe to the channel. It's free. If you want to become a channel member, it's $1.99. Really, I don't know where you're going to get more bang for your buck than $1.99 for a month of aggressive, hard hitting, fucking in your face political content that's not going to lie to you. That's going to give you the truth, whether it's against Democrats, for Democrats, against Republicans, for whatever the fuck it is. You know what I mean? So I appreciate you so much, Cynthia. Let's go. Brian and Mel, strength and love for the new year. Cynthia, thank you so much. Right back at you with the strength and love. I hope you have a fantastic new year. Wishing you great health, happiness, joy, all of that stuff. I really do appreciate you, Cynthia. Thank you so much. Let's see here. Slacks. What's up, motherfucker? Brian, Jesse, and Mel, much love to all. Fucking Robbie. Right back at you, dude. One of the most passionate Bryantologists out there, the founder and creator of Bryantology. Thank you, Slacks. I appreciate you so much, dude. Oh, let's go, Slacks, back at it. Much love, Jesse, Mel. Love to all the Bryantologists. Fucking Slava Ukraine. Let's go. Thank you so much, Slacks. What an awesome dude. You are just a fucking really, really good guy, and I appreciate you being here. Becky D, thank you all for the good work you do. I hope it's good work. I really do. I hope it's good work. I hope it's not only entertaining but fulfilling and what's it called? Educational, informative, funny. That's what I'm going for. Something that's easy to watch. You can still get informed while laughing. You can still get informed while listening to somebody talk normally, not like they're on the nightly news. And it's like you're sitting down on a couch with your family, chatting about fucking politics. That's where I want you to be. That's what I want you to feel when you come here. It's just a place to let it all out. Let it all out. Raymond Robbins, thank you so much. How do we get Nancy out in AOC like in? I have been saying for years now that Nancy Pelosi's insider trading, stock fixing, whatever the fuck she's doing to beat every single person that's ever fucking played the stock market in history has been a real detriment to the Democratic Party, right? To give the Republicans the ammunition of Nancy Pelosi at her age, at shit, I can't think of his name now, but the gentleman that just won over AOC, who has a throat cancer. Fucking Joe Biden himself. Let's see here. Who's the lady that from California? What the hell is her name? She's there but not there really. Who do we just talked about last week? How the fucking who is it? The Texas representative that was in a dementia ward, and nobody knew about it, and nothing was like, what the hell is going on? But we just have to get loud. We just have to go loud and support these people. AOC's been making the rounds on some of the smaller shows. It's on people like AOC and Jasmine Crockett to start making the rounds on these smaller or even the bigger political channels on YouTube to start getting their message out to real people instead of going to ABC, NBC, people that just kind of watch at a passing glance, and then you get 5 minutes of stupid fucking questions. Just go on, like podcast style. I think is what people want. I think that's one of the reasons why Donald Trump won. Right? He sat down for 3 hours with Joe Rogan and just fucking yapped away. People just, I mean, it was unpolitician like. It was unlike a presidential interview. You just got to fucking listen, whether you hate the guy, which I do, or you love the guy, which many do. You know what I mean? Like, come on and be real. I think Kamala Harris would have benefited greatly from doing multiple podcasts and sitting for an hour or two and getting to really sit down and meet the people and have the people meet her. That's where we are in this day and age. The news is changing. The way we get news is changing, and we have to fucking change with that. If we don't change with that, we're going to get left in the past, right? So that's why these up and coming Democratic politicians have to reach out and not worry about how many subscribers you have. Just get on these platforms and tell people what the fuck you believe in. Let's build a following. Let's get the left community to be a big, nice fucking group, a strong, cohesive unit, right? To just steamroll the right. That's what the fuck I want. And we have to do that really fast because we have to do it before the 2026 primaries, right? Not primaries, excuse me. The Christ, what's the word I'm looking for? What's the word? Oh, fuck. Brain fart. Hold on. What's the word I'm looking for? 2026. Not primaries. Is it the primaries? God damn it. Brain fart after 2 hours and 20 minutes. No, not the inauguration. The midterms. Thank you, Spock. Thank you, Sicko Fit. Midterms. Thank you, guys. Appreciate you. I don't know why I couldn't think of that. But yeah, we have a lot of work to do and not so much time to do it, right? 2 years ain't shit. When you think about it, it seems like a long time, but that ain't shit. That's going to come fucking fast and hard, right? So let's make sure we get our voices heard now. Let's get loud. Let's get proud again. We have the facts on our side. Luke Beasley showed it, proved it, right? We have the facts on our side. You can get as mad as you fucking want, Tim Stool, Dim Dool, fucking wrong tool, asshole. You know what I mean? You can do all the fucking flailing and swearing they want, but you come across that table, you're going to get a fucking broken nose. That's besides the point. But again, do all the shit you want, but I'm going to sit here and just calmly give you the facts because you're wrong. You're just wrong. You're wrong on your policies. You're wrong on your beliefs. You're wrong on not letting fucking people have constitutional rights like trans people. You know what I mean? Trans people are the new gay people. This is the same way that people used to act when being gay was a quote unquote new thing, right? Even though it's not a fucking new thing, but you know what I'm saying. But now trans people have taken the place of gay people, right? And they're the new scapegoats. When in 20 years, we're not going to fucking even think about whether somebody is trans or not trans. It's going to just be integral to our society, just like somebody that's gay now, right? Don't even think twice when you see a couple holding hands, women holding hands, guys holding hands, guys fucking with a baby, women with the baby. You don't even think twice about it. And if you do, you got something wrong. But now, right now, is when we have to, again, and I have a question here for Jesse, and let me just see if I can read it since I didn't get to it. This is what I was going to ask him. Have you ever advocated for sex change operations for criminals or migrants on your show? How many videos have you made dedicated to pushing trans women in men's sports? Right? How did trans propaganda infiltrate the American people's psyche so much? How did the right use it so effectively as a weapon? How did we get blamed for trying to push something when we are defending that, right? It's Fox News, it's Newsmax, it's OAN, it's fucking Reuters, it's all these assholes pushing this fucking anti-trans shit, and then that's making us on the left have to defend it and say, listen, these people deserve to have fucking constitutional rights. They deserve to walk down the street and not be fucking ridiculed. They deserve to feel comfortable in the bathroom that they want to use, right? If it's a fucking, if a trans woman wants to play in men's sports, have the league get together. Have fucking representatives from each team get together, right? Do it on a case-by-case basis since it's not that fucking prevalent anyway, right? Each league can come together, each team can come together, have somebody representative. If this trans woman doesn't have a physical advantage, a fucking an obvious physical in whatever, an advantage, speed advantage to whatever sport or league they're playing in, what's the fucking why? Why can't they? Why can't they? There's skinny boys, there's short boys, there's fat boys, there's not fast boys. Not all fucking men are created equal. Not all men are fucking weightlifting, fucking jacked up, roided out, Joe Rogan type fucking assholes, right? It comes in all shapes and sizes. And if the trans woman doesn't have, like I said, a clear advantage in some way in the sport, then what the fuck is the problem? And if everybody agrees on it, if the league agrees on it, and each representative of the team agrees on it, there can be no complaining, right? Because your team agreed to it. So whatever happens, you can't fucking complain about it. You had your chance at the beginning. If somebody has a problem with it, fucking speak up. You know, I can see if a trans woman's going in, they're fucking 6'7", trying to play in 9th grade JV fucking football, whatever it is, soccer or something. You know what I mean? If there's a clear fucking advantage, then obviously it's not going to work. But if it's only happening in a minute amount of fucking places, then it should be done on a case-by-case basis. That is my thought. That is my thought, right? Why would this little, say if it's a little trans woman that is clearly shorter and not as fast and just wants to get in the league and do something and have something to do after school, why the fuck would that matter? I don't know. Do you know what I mean? That's just mine. So sorry, I know I went on a rant there. Who did I do last? Okay, Becky, thank you for all the work that you do. Thank you so much. Raymond Robbins, how did we get Nancy out? Good question. But again, it's not. We just gotta speak up. Tell Nancy Pelosi. Tell all these fucking old people. Dianne Feinstein, the name I was looking for. Tell them that we don't want them in office anymore. We don't want them in office. We don't pull a Ruth Bader Ginsburg and have a fucking fantastic career, do great work along with some shitty things, obviously, and then ruin it at the end by staying too long and fucking everything up. Right? Peace out. Let the fucking young people take in. That's what Joe Biden said he was going to do. Jesse said it earlier. He just wanted Joe Biden to do what he said he was going to do and be a transitional president to bring in the younger class of Democrats. And it didn't happen. It didn't fucking happen. Benny Loco, thank you so much. Live music on the 21st Century Suffragettes channel tonight, 7 o'clock Eastern. Be there or be square. All right, check that out. Make sure you guys check that out. Oh, Slacks is back. Let's go. Brian, please give Jesse my love. I will send him a message as soon as I get out here and let him know how much you and the chat appreciated his time and his energy, and just how thankful we are for him joining the show today. Michael McAndrews says, Brian, you are doing fantastic. I appreciate that. I really do appreciate that. And I really was nervous. Member for 10 months. Thank you, Carl Jacobson. Appreciate you, dude. 10 months. That's a long time. I can't even believe I've been doing this for 10 months. JD Christie, let's go. Nice solidarity on the true left. Viva la resistance. Right with you, JD. I appreciate you. Jesse, as always, throwing in $10. What a superstar. I appreciate you, dude. Again, and you got the open invitation. Anytime you got time. Again, we do Sundays and Wednesdays. Whenever you got time, you hop on and we'll make space for you, buddy. Appreciate you. You did awesome, Boston. Thank you, Siha. Siha, I really appreciate your kind words before the show, too. I hope you have a wonderful new year. Thank you so much for your contribution. I really do appreciate it. Crystal Waters, you did great. Thank you, guys. I appreciate you. What a loving group and caring and supportive group you guys are. You really are. And I'm very proud and thankful to have built such a, I want to say, tight-knit community. And I know you guys watch other shows, and I advise you to watch other shows. That's what I say. Take $10 a month and support 5 different channels that you like, right? $2 a month for a membership. $10 a month, you take it and do 5 different memberships to 5 different liberal and progressive creators that float your boat, and support them, right? The more we build these communities, the stronger we get, the louder we get, the more power we have. Simple as that. Simple as that. Thank you, Yvonne, for the 5 gifted memberships. You guys are fantastic. Gifted memberships is easily one of the best ways to support this channel. And again, if you get a membership gifted to you, make sure you're thanking the person in the chat. Please make sure you thank the person, because that is unbelievably kind of them to come out of pocket to make sure that you have a membership to this channel. And not only that, but if the membership expires, or when the membership expires, you still find yourself here, still find yourself watching, enjoying the chat, enjoying the show, think about reing up on the membership. Just don't let it slide. It's only $2 a month. You couldn't even imagine how helpful it is. If I had 9,000 people join the show at $2 a month, just think of what we could do. Just think of what we could do. Even a fraction, you guys. Even a fraction, you guys. Sheldon Hughes, thank you, Brian. Thanks, Brian, for having Jesse as a guest. That's something I've wanted to do for a long, long time. So it's like I said, it's very, it was very fulfilling to have, completed one of my missions. I guess it's really gratifying, and maybe puts me on the map a little bit. Hopefully, you know what I mean. Maybe maybe some other people might start paying attention. Maybe some other guests will come on, and we can really ramp this thing up. So I appreciate all the new subscribers. That's unbelievable too. All the people that came from Jesse's show. It's fantastic of you to be over here supporting creators like myself. So big ups to you. Thank you so much. I wish I really could convey how appreciative I am of all of you. I really am. Steven, thank you so much. Great show having Jesse on. Dollemore knows. Brian, you're doing excellent. Well, you guys are really, really fantastic. Oh, my God. Here we go. All right, Brian. You can do it. You can do it. Cecilia, I finally paid my last med bill for my daughters. I made this pledge. 1 + 2, 1 + 2 + 3, 1 + 9, cumulative subs. They are not out of the woods yet. Please pray for them. My insurance cut ties. What's it say? We're in limbo. Very upsetting. However, this is on behalf of all the faithful subs and democracy. Well, Cecilia, my love, my appreciation, my condolences, not condolences, my thoughts and prayers and hopes and well wishes go to you. I hope whatever you're dealing with works itself out. I hope the ship gets righted. And I will absolutely say a prayer for you. Thank you so much for that just unbelievably kind contribution to the show. Yeah, just thank you so much. Again, I'm lost for words at trying to express my appreciation. But thank you. I really do appreciate it. And absolutely, I will pray for you guys. Moms Russo, again, love you, Brian and Mel. Moms, thank you so much for your support. Please stay the fuck out of the hospital. That would be fucking fantastic. So we could, do our Zoom call, not from room 102. All right. Progressively Independent has become a YouTube member. Thank you so much. Progressively Independent. David Robinson, a little something for independent media. Thanks, Boston Brian. David, one thing I have to say, if you spell my name with a Y again, we're going to have issues. It's I only, bro. I only. And I'm only pulling your chain. I'm only joshing you. But thank you so much for the $10 contributions. I really do appreciate you, dude. Thank you so much. Jen, become a new member. Thank you so much, Jen. Michael, all right, I gotta be able to say this. Michael Arhangeleski. Michael Arhangeleski. All right. I keep wanting to say like Archangel because of World War II, and it's just not. Mike Arhangeleski, love the jacket, Brian. Thank you. I stepped it up. I got a few of these that, I don't like being more comfortable, so to speak. But, if I'm in these positions, if I'm going to interview somebody that's got almost 1 million subscribers and somebody that I've looked up to for a long time, I was not going to be outdressed on my own channel. I just was not going to. So that's why this came out. Let's go. Wes with the Ray Bork. Thank you so much, Wes. I appreciate you. Watching was a reminder. Wes, I've seen you make some really good points today, dude. I appreciate you being here. I appreciate you behaving. You're still here, so you must have behaved. Thank you, dude. I appreciate you. John Adam, you're doing great, Brian. I didn't win the lottery this week, but I can afford $10. Well, John, that is literally $10 more than is necessary. Honestly, the free stuff is just as important. And anybody that is not in the financial position to come out of pocket with anything, please do not do so. Please do not take money from one aspect of your life to give it to me. Do not do it. If you're in the position to throw a couple bucks my way and forget about it and it's not affecting your life, that's what's going on. That's what I'm looking for. Not I don't want to put people in tough positions because you want to support me. The free stuff, liking, sharing, subscribing, sharing the show out, commenting in the chat. After the live is done, make sure you throw a comment in the comment section, blow that up, throw the emojis in the chat that Mel made. Just that stuff really, really helps with the algorithm. And John, I appreciate you $10, dude. I really, really do. Thank you so much. Michelle gifted 5 memberships. Thank you so much. Wayne gifted 10 memberships. God damn, Wayne. Let's go, brother. Thank you, dude. Appreciate you. Let's go. Let's fucking go. That's so nice of you, Wayne. I do appreciate it. Who's this? Wayne's back again with the Slav Ukraine for 5 months. Let's go, Wayno. Appreciate you, dude. Let's fucking go. Benny, look, I'll see y'all to 21st Century Suffragette Channel, 7 p.m. Eastern, live music by Diane Russell. And she kicks ass. So let's go. Everybody better be checking that out. Lisa Phillips, thank you so much for the $3.99. I really do appreciate the super sticker. Jenny Faye, great work as always, Brian. Happy New Year. Right back at you guys. And to wrap it up is Yvonne, Kush Queen, Don Jr. impression. Yes. Yes. It unfortunately, it changes every time I do it. Right? It's so hard to do the, how do you do his mouth? Yes. It's so hard. I'm not good at impressions on the spot. It has to like come to me naturally. But all right. Thank you guys. I'll let you guys go. I'm sorry I went over. But you know, that's how the cookie crumbles sometimes. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. I will catch you guys not Wednesday because Wednesday is New Year's. So I will catch you next Sunday. And then from then on, we're going to be Sunday, Wednesday, Sundays. Okay. So you're going to be getting double Boston Brian, double Blunt Politics, double the fun in the chat. So come hang out on Wednesday nights now, 8 to 10, right after Hal's show. And obviously we're going to be doing the Sunday show. So double the pleasure, double the fun. Let's get some bubble gum. Let's go. All right. So thank you guys. Maybe I should do, you know, I just feel like Chris Farley right now. We should hear some Chris Farley, right? Where is he? There he is. There he is.
Taking him back to Nevada where he's wanted for banging horses. I say mud. I said crud. You fall into some crud or something?
Just whenever you need a smile or a laugh, I don't know how you don't go straight to just.
Hey, you got a little chubby going there.
He says rectum damn near killed him. I'm just dandy. I got a bowl of chocolate pudding in my underpants.
All right, I'm sorry. I love you guys. I really, really do. Have a wonderful New Year. I hope it's filled with good health and happiness and joy and friends and family and loved ones and you know, political wins for people on the left and Democrats. So thank you guys. I love you. I'll catch you next show next Sunday. Later, guys. I'm Boston Brian.
I'm standing up here bashing the living shit out of Nazis.
Fucking Nazis.
I can just tell you that a con artist is about to take over the Republican Party and the conservative movement, and we have to put a stop to it. But I can just... There's no way we are going to allow a con artist to take over the conservative movement, and Donald Trump is a con artist.
It feels so lovely to be here tonight. What a beautiful... Give yourself a round of applause. You're so lovely. Everyone's so lovely.
Oh, last thing, guys. My bad. I meant to say for the Patreon members, we do have our January Zoom dates. I want to make sure you guys are filled in before I take off. We're going to do January 13th for the the general Zoom. So anybody that signs up for our Patreon at any level under VIP, that will be for you. We're going to just shoot the shit, talk about your family, friends, dogs, cats, houses, New Year's, anything but politics. In January 7th, if you sign up for the VIP level, will be the Zoom for you special motherfuckers. So I appreciate you guys. Like I said, if you sign up for $2 as a membership, it's literally the best value you're going to get. I really do think so. And then if you sign up on Patreon, I'll see you on the Zooms. That's what it is. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. I just wanted to make sure you guys are all filled in. Back at it like a crack addict. Take it easy. Thank you to the mods. Thank you, Tiff. Thank you, Tanya. Thank you, Adam. Thank you, Murphy. Happy birthday, Andrea. Thank you to everybody. Rocks. You guys fucking rock. So, Mark, aloha to Adam. Thank you, Adam. All the OGs. Thank you, guys. I really do appreciate it. Let's go, Peter. Let's go, Peter. Thank you so much, Peter, thank you so much, dude. I appreciate you, man. Thank you so much for the $50 super sticker coming in at the end. I wanted to make sure that you know I noticed it and I appreciate it. Thank you for always being here. Thank you for always contributing. It's really, really nice of you. I hope you have a wonderful new year. Christ, you guys keep contributing. I'm never going to get the fuck out of here. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. Just want to make sure. Is that it? Is that everybody? Is that everybody? That's everybody. All right. Later, guys. I appreciate it. Oh, Jenny Faye, thank you. Late today after eating with family from out of town. Going to Jeff Dunham tonight for some laughs. See you next Sunday. Love to you and Mel. Oh, let's go, Jenny Faye. Hope you have a wonderful time tonight. Hope you have a wonderful fucking time tonight. Get some laughs in. Everybody deserves it, right? Relax. Don't think about politics. I appreciate you guys. And like I said, if you guys keep contributing, I'll never get out of here. All right. Love you. Peace. Thanos, no matter what, you always have a family here, dude. Always have a family here. Time you need to reach out. Time you need to talk. Ben, email me email. BostonBrianMPN@gmail.com. Yeah. Thank you, Rocks. You too. Thank you for Flapper. Oh, Thanos, you crack me up. That's hilarious. Shit, no, I meant to say that. I was going to call